Hello, I am the Ronan Pawn, and welcome to twitch.tv/Ronan Pawn livestream. On twitch.tv/Ronan, I was having fun. Copy paste to 20,000 subscribers. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to this live stream. The 20,000 subscribers celebration, I guess. I don't really give a fuck. I mean, it's YouTube, who cares? Slow grind getting to 20K when you stop giving a shit about YouTube, let me tell you. You stop bothering, stop trying to chase the fucking audience, the algorithm, beat down doors, fucking all this self-promote and stuff. We just stop caring and come over to Twitch where you're, you know, remunerated by the audience directly since no one else is gonna fucking do the job. YouTube, you know, it's a slow grind, but we got there. 20,000 subscribers. You are famous now, am I? I'm not. I was just talking to Lady Pawn. I was just talking to Lady Pawn about how the measurement of a healthy YouTube channel is, are you getting 10%, view count on your average video of your subscriber count, which at 20,000 would be 2,000. No, I don't get 2,000 views anymore on the videos that I post to YouTube. I'm lucky if I get 200. No, I tend to hit 200, but 300? Now that's a stretch. Is this clickbait, says Tier Whore? Maybe. Maybe. I have hit 20,000 subs. It's technically true. In fact, it's so technically true. Join me over here. I hope there isn't anything important on the screen you shouldn't be seeing right there. Oh my god, it's 20,000. This is the first time that I've seen it at 20,000. It was 19,999 when I started the live stream up. We did it. Quick, close down the tab before somebody unsubscribes, because that's coming. But yeah, 20,000 subscribers, boom, right there. Finally got there, and with 64 instead of 216 this month. Why? Because I started spamming Kerbal Space Program, and now the algorithm prefers me to do cluster trucks. It doesn't tell people if I do a Kerbal Space Program video the way it tells me to do a cluster truck video, and so the subscribers It's Clickbait Thursday. Woohoo! $15 a month. What a wage from YouTube. That's right. For in exchange for my 13.2 thousand views, about $15. And that's, is that accurate? Because here's the thing. YouTube just integrated something that I said that they should do on a YouTube video 3 years ago. Or rather, not that they should do, but that it just doesn't make any sense. YouTube has always shown you your income by CPM, which is ad sales, and 1,000 like impressions, which doesn't really tell you what you need to know as a video maker, but it does inflate the number and make it seem like you're making more money than you are. They finally just sent out an email announcing that they've integrated RPM, revenue per mil as in like a millage, as in it's per 1,000 views, what's your revenue, which is what in my video about YouTube just being awful, in whatever they were doing there, that's exactly what I said, that's what you should measure your channel by, is how many thousand, like, by the view count and what you make. And my RPM right now, I'm not going to click because I probably shouldn't be showing you this page, but I'm not going to bounce around. My RPM is 0.00, no, is it, shit, I don't know. I believe what it is that I'm making 11 hundredths of a penny per view. 11 hundredths of a penny per view. So it's basically a tenth of a cent per view plus one. A tenth plus a hundredth. The 11 hundredths of a penny per view. That's what I make. Now, different channels, do differently, and especially when you're in a different revenue space, when you're doing gaming, you don't make a lot of money on. There's just too many people doing it. Tech review videos at one point used to see CPMs, not RPMs, but CPMs of like in the double digits, like dollar value, where each for 1,000, what is that? We're talking money here. We should be celebrating the arbitrary thing that we rolled over a number. But CPMs, that's ad impressions per 1,000. They used to see, and I don't know what they see now, but it used to be, upwards of $10 for 1,000 views. Whereas like the CPMs for gaming videos were $3 around there for 1,000 views. So it depends what kind of videos you're making, who's clicking in on them. what area of the country. It gets fucking crazy. Or area of the world, not the country. Well, maybe the country too, but area of the world in particular. I remember seeing like that you could make $26 CPMs if you could get like people in Yugoslavia to watch video card reviews or something. Like it gets that specific if you want to get into it. I don't, which is why we don't do this. But look, 20,000 updating live. I'm just gonna close that now, as I don't want you to see if it goes back down to 19.9. And holy shit! Everybody remember just how loud American Truck Simulator is? Because that's what we're playing today, people. Is that US or Detroitian dollars? I don't know how you do the conversion. Do you have to, like, build in the food stamp, like, credits that you get just for living here? Or that should be a thing. If you live in Detroit, here's some food stamps. Don't worry about applying. Child labor gets paid more, way more, considering how few people view them while they're working, because they don't want to be in the same building. It's covered in black mold. The ceiling's about to collapse. Walmart doesn't give a fuck. Ronan Pawn, I'm an enthusiast level 6. I've driven 2,940 miles, and it's been a long fucking time since we did any American Truck Simulator. Continue my game. What are the odds I'm still in the place that I was the last time we parked up? Because every time they update the game, it moves you back to your base, which isn't a big deal if you're a regular player, but every time that I come in, it was necessary to park your truck to a safe place, so we're probably starting from where we always were, which always makes the game that much less interesting. I love this game. I'm actually going for my HGV Class 2 license. Oh, cool. Peekaboo. Not in-game, but in the real world? Is there an in-game get your various licenses? This takes me back, says Prosecutor Walton. Yeah, so for the 20,000 subscriber count video, I thought what we'd do is we'd come into American Truck Simulator and we would lower the master volume. I thought that might be fun. Actually, let's leave that up. And then if the music volume could go fuck itself a little bit, like if I drew you down a little bit and then you down a little bit, because fuck, man. It's loud in my headphones. It's fucking loud. All right, is that better? What's up, Pawn? Hello, Incredible90. Love that profile pic. It's me. I was just looking for something that I identified with, and who knew that I was predicting how I'd feel in 2020? Turning on the television. Hello everyone, ZENdnesday? That's unexpected. Well, I had a request for it. I thought what we'd do is we'd drive around in cluster truck, we could have a bit of an AMA, we hit 20,000. Nobody ever has any questions to ask me. I'm an open book, you already know everything already. But, AMA, but mainly ZENdnesday, because we had a request in chat from one of our lovely viewers who had an accident and involved cracking skulls and face and things like that, and said I could use a ZENdnesday about now. Oh, well, we haven't done one, and all right, let's do it. Let's get out here, and would you like to take a quick job now? Okay, yeah. I guess. Where am I? How do I know where I am? I forget how to play this game. Also, the mouse takes for fucking ever to drag in this mode. If I switch to, alright, higher DPI mode on my mouse, I believe we go to the world map, and then where do I exist? I'm in Las Vegas. Okay. Maybe it just parked me somewhere safe and didn't take me back to base, because I don't know if my base is in Las Vegas. But now that we know where we are, we can figure out where's Las Vegas. And it's up here, right? It's somewhere up. It's Winnemucca. Where the fuck is Las Vegas? It's in Nevada, isn't it? It's you're all the way down to the corner there. If you don't live on the West Coast, then I always thought that Reno was south of Vegas for some reason. I always thought that Vegas was like up here in the middle and Reno was down there, but I guess it makes more sense that Reno would be closer to California because, it's got legalized prostitution, so you want everybody to have access to that. I like the price per distance, but I'd like to have a good long drive here. So, where's it telling me this is 54,000 with the, alright, if I resort by, just distance, Destination, expiration, origin, route length. Route length, higher first. Is that right? That's lower first. All right, route length, higher first. Oh, that's all the way to New Mexico for 20,805. Now, if we do price per distance with the highest price first, and then we look for something that's a little bit longer. There we go. Empty some pallets on the border of Mexico. That sounds like a thing to do, especially since it's nothing like explosive and people won't necessarily die due to my driving, you know. Not necessarily, anyway. I mean, I might. A ZENdnesday. Did you ever throw anything at Duna, or did you set Kerbal on fire? This is Grits and Gravy TX. In fact, for the past 2 days, I have spent basically a day and a half of those days playing KSP on my own, trying to learn to love it and enjoy it again in normal mode. I made a new save, and I made normal mode. And I changed some of the settings in normal mode, because, like, Kerbal's respawning, no, and having to buy things in order to unlock them in the VAB, yeah, especially to help balance out how much fucking money you get in normal mode. I would make minor adjustments to create the perfect game for me if I were to start up a new save, but the fact that you get so much money and science in normal mode so quickly, it's a two-sided blade because it makes the game more fun for you if you've already played, in that, you know, you get to build more interesting craft and do, like, things that are visually interesting, that you really feel like... I built a lot of things that I felt like, yeah, this is cool, even if it doesn't fly, if it does fly. But, you know, the other side of that blade that you sort of cut yourself on is that there's less of a sense of progression. You know, you get so much so quick. If I needed, you know, if I wanted to have tracking and be able to make maneuver nodes, like, there was a point on, like, my 3rd or 4th mission where I was like, yeah, this would be easier if I could make maneuver nodes, and I just right-clicked both facilities, upgraded them, and didn't even notice that there was money missing, you know? So, less of a progression, less of an educational kind of thing going on there, but I've been enjoying it. I also had, while I was building it, and I'd love to show you this, maybe later in the live stream even, I built a craft. And here's a public service warning for anybody who's playing Kerbal Space Program 1.10 right now. You may think that the flags that they integrated in 1.10 would just be basically stickers that you just put on the side of a craft, and since they are stickers, that they would have no aerodynamic qualities to them. I built a craft in KSP and then spent 45 minutes... maybe an hour pulling things off of the craft, because it was a very complicated craft with robotics and stuff, trying to figure out what is it that's causing this thing to constantly tip down to the north. It was the SAS, yaw. I kept throwing on more things to try and, you know, increase the control authority. Like, first I resisted that, and I'm like, fuck it, I'll throw it on. I had 25 reaction wheels on the thing and just all kinds of stuff, and it would still just turn over. In the end... a .625, the smallest little sticker, little flag that you can put on the craft, being on an angled part, you know, a fuel tank that has an angle to it on its own. When I pulled that off, the ship was able to get to orbit. Before that, it would flip in the atmosphere every single time. So, public service warning, don't use flags in 1.10, basically. It makes me wonder if on, you know, those big, heavy... powerful craft that we made in hardcore mode to go to Duna, that we were trying to get up, and then we got up, and you know, I was flipping them in atmosphere, and then when we finally got up, we left a bunch of Delta V in the atmosphere. I wonder if it's because I had a flag on there somewhere, you know, why it was flipping. So yeah, watch out, because apparently a tiny flag on a ship that is, you know, tons and tons of weight, has incredible vectoring authority, lots of electrical and atmospheric control, can be overturned in KSP 1.10 by a sticker and the aerodynamics that is put on it. Wow, good to know. Yeah, watch out for that. Just don't use them. Just don't fucking use them is my recommendation, because I pulled that off, and then I pulled off so much. I ripped off parts of the craft, I replaced things, I put struts between here and there, because maybe I could not figure out why this thing would go up, and then it would just and then I finally pulled that thing off, and it still drifted a little bit in that direction. So I don't know, but the flag, the .625 flag being gone, was the difference of it working or not. Dank Dog, welcome to the 20,000 subscriber stream. Why do I want to press U? E? E turns on the engine. U, probably because I want to turn the headlights on in Kerbal Space Program. Lights, U for lights. Lights, L, L. What are the brights? I remember there were brights. P? That's wipers. That's the P is the wipe. Okay, that's a lot of different wiper settings. I don't need to know. So here's my truck. I'm apparently dragging things for Walbert. Just pallets, I think is what it is. And we're starting out at night. So let's get this thing underway. Pull her straight out of the dock and swing her to derecho and get out on the road. So, 20,000 subscribers. It's a long, hard road getting here. So long and so hard that by the time we got here, I don't really give a shit. You're supposed to celebrate these things, they say, so we're celebrating them. Ooh, should we get some gas? No, we should just get out on the road, Pawn. Wow. You know what's really, really weird to me and nice? So I've been playing Kerbal so much. I remember how to signal. I've been playing Kerbal so much that this is actually like 60 frames per second right now. Wow, huh? Wow, right? Okay, I'm gonna pull out. Should be okay, I think. Heading out to the left on the road to wherever the hell it is we're going. We're just following the GPS. I couldn't be asked to actually check and see what's going on here. Hello, Master Pone. Long time no see. Hello, Lord of the Thing. And Drag and Drop TV, welcome. Welcome to the 20,000 subscriber celebration. YouTube subscribers up to 20,000 as of the moment that I started this live stream. It was 19,999 before I started it. And then when I oh shit, left signal, get on the road. I'm remembering how to play. Give me a minute. Alright, now we're on the highway. I don't have to actually drive, right? I can just turn on the autopilot to engage SAS and we'll be good. That's how this works, isn't it? But yeah, so ZENdnesday, ZENdnesday, what do you guys want to talk about? Consider this an AMA, too, if you want to ask any questions about how we get where we are and that sort of a thing. Feel free. Any tips on how to grow your YouTube channel to 20,000 subscribers in just... Okay, I gotta merge. This guy's going too goddamn slow. In just 7 years on... No, I can't even tell how many years I've been on YouTube. It's 6. 6 years. I'm pretty sure I started the channel 2014, and that was June 29th, and we recently had that anniversary on stream. I keep wanting to hit F in order to stabilize the craft. Yeah, finally got Twitch working on my TV to watch you all in 4K 50-inch goodness. Well, I'm only broadcasting at 1080p, but you upscale me all you want to, Pika Pup. Kind of mud flaps you got on that rig. I don't know. I'm not even sure if is it my rig? I just borrowed this. Have I bought my own truck in this game in this save, you know? In American Truck Simulator, did I ever purchase my own vehicle? We used to Euro truck quite a bit. I had my own vehicle, and I think I might have even bought a garage. But did I ever do that in ATS? I do not know. I don't know if this is my truck or another one. It's been that long. But yeah, 6 years of YouTubing. I worked really hard for, I would say, the first 12,000 subs, and then I stopped doing things that people wanted me to do because I was burnt out on them. Why do you want me to merge to the right? What's that about? Okay, I'm in the middle lane. Are you happier now? What's your problem? See that in the GPS. But yeah, I worked hard for the first 12K subs, and then I realized that Twitch, I see, you're indicating that I'm going to be getting off up here. I want to be in the right lane for this transfer to a different elliptical orbit. And then I realized that on Twitch, I could actually make a living. you know, without killing myself too, because you really do have to kill yourself in order to make a living on YouTube and on Twitch. My first live stream, I swear to, I can't remember what it is, like the video that I did about like CPMs and RPMs and all that sort of a thing. Whoa, God. Is there like a larger, can I get a wider field of view, please? That video that I did about that, I had made like 300 to 500, I can't even remember how much I had made in the first week on Twitch. And it was mainly just because, you know, you guys, people showing up, the audience showing up in chat, watching those early live streams was like, hey, alright, you're on Twitch, and, you know, just generous and wanted to support and did. And I realized, holy shit, do you know what the view count would have to be on YouTube for the month in order for me to make that kind of money? And I did the math on CPMs and breakdowns and realized there is no reason for me to be busting my fucking ass on YouTube when, you know, a much smaller audience that is nonetheless passionate in a way that a lot of other channels aren't quite privy to. Uh-oh, there's cops ahead. I'm just gonna slow down a bit. There we go. Back up to speed. Really slowing down as we pass. Oh, geez, he stood out on the road, too. I could have killed him. I could have run that man over. Realized I could make a living on YouTube, or on Twitch, rather, in a way that, you really have to kill yourself to make it happen on YouTube. Here's another cop, and he didn't make an issue of the fact that I'm 5 over. Cool. I'm just gonna pull 57 then. If it's fine for the officer, then it's fine for me. But yeah, so we've hit 20,000 today on YouTube, and since I really don't have anything to say about that, let's talk Zen, people. Let's talk Zen, because I was thinking the other day, I had a thought the other night. About the oneness of the cosmos. I had a thought about discrimination and how human beings view the universe and sentient beings and whatnot. I mean, you think about it in terms of, like, life. I mean, there's life and death. That's one way to use the word. The other is life as opposed to, I don't know, organic material, you know? Whether something is alive or not. I think what I was doing, too, when I started thinking about this, was I was looking at my grass, because I've done some gardening recently, and the grass was a little bit tall, and I was just reflecting on how without a care or a concern in the world, we fire up a series of spinning blades and just pop the tops off of the head of this field of growing, living, organic life forms. And we just don't even think about that, right? Oh, wait, I think I need to be getting off. I need to be in this side of the lane? That's what you're telling me? Be on the right side of the lane for this sphere of influence change? We're heading to Los Angeles. Can I take this turn at 50-some miles per hour? Ooh, on a downhill. Oh, we're gonna pick up some speed here. I'm gonna save some fuel if I can pull this off. Yeah, you need to merge. I need to merge. We all need... Oh, I should have checked my left mirror before I did that. God, I swear I used to play this game where I could see the left mirror. Did they change things? Or have I just not updated the settings or something? Slow down. Slow down. Back on cruise control. Hello, officer. Nothing going on here. It's just pallets in the back. It's not cocaine. What do you think about all this stuff happening on Twitch and Dr. Disrespect? I don't know anything about it. Who's a Dr. Disrespect? Damn, Kerbal is really looking underfunded. It's the highest frame rate that we've ever seen in Kerbal right here, right now. That's what I have to say about it. Oh, we're passing another thing that's on. I see why you're all slowing down. Okay, left signal off. Still doing 55. Back on the cruise control. Turn the corner. Jesus, LA is windy on its highways. Also, if this is, I'm coming into LA, I don't care what time of day it is or isn't. Isn't this supposed to be backed up for like 16 miles? POA and USide? I didn't cut the grass, Peek-a-Pup. I'm not doing that. I'm just saying, like, we do that, and we don't think a thing about it, right? I mean, we're not really cutting, we're not killing the grass, we're just chopping a bit of it off, you know? If it was one of us, it'd be the equivalent of, you know, taking off a leg, if the leg continued to grow afterwards. Whoa, 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 whoa. Down to 45 through the tunnel. There we go. There we go. This is, I remember this. This is a fun little game to go, isn't it? Decapitation. Yeah, we're just decapitating them. Imagine, you just yanked off, you know, everything above the eyeballs and waited for it to regrow again in a sentient being, right? Right? That's all we're talking about here. But we do that, we don't think anything of it. You know, and it's interesting the various qualities of life that we've decided to sort of arbitrarily assign to different forms of what we choose to recognize as life on this planet. You know, it's okay for chickens to be, you know, bred by the billions and put into, oh, that's a stoplight. That is a stoplight pawn. Okay, I'm in the correct lane, though. Why am I going left and turning around? Do you guys have Michigan lefts here? Oh my god, this is the wrong lane to be in for a truck, too, having to make this turn. Why? Am I? No, okay, no, I'm turning left. I'm actually turning left. These are two different roads, Spawn. I thought it was telling me to make a U-E. I'm like, what the fuck is going on in California? But no, we're transferring. How could this be the best way to get to wherever I'm going, by the way? It's ridiculous. Ooh. I want to get some things in there. Oh, the insides of the shops are actually three-dimensional. You can see it. Oh, that's nice. Moving on. What do you think of shredded cheese? It's murder. Shredded cheese is murder. And delicious. And I do it very... Well, I don't actually do it that... Whoa. What is this? The fuck road do you say? Am I already here? I thought this was going to be a long trip. I just went through 2 states. I'm already to Mexico. This can't be it. What the fuck? Oh, what the fuck is going on? I don't understand. But I do see that we're heading down toward the pier, which is nice. It's 30? On this little one-lane, one-way pier road? Really? You got people walking around here, trying to go swimming and whatnot, bruh. Can't... I mean, skinny dipping at this point of night, you know, that's when the pantaloons come on. That's when the trousers drop. You know, in my experience, you know what I'm talking about. Did you just bring me... I feel like the game just brought me through here because it wanted me to see the pier and discover this recruitment agency or something. Driver staff. Cool. Why would you do that? That doesn't make any sense. You don't make any sense, game. This can't be the best way for me to get where I'm headed. As a trucker. Yeah, just head down to the pier, go onto a one-way lane, turn around, come back, stop the water. You're just showing off. Oh no, this is actually where we need to go. I'm dropping off. How the fuck did I get here so quick? I must have been just flying. No turn signal, fuck it. Ain't nobody on these roads. What's the bus driving game that you drive down a desert road? You don't stop or pick anyone up and it never ends. It's Desert Bus. It's Desert Bus, and it does end after 8 hours. The real amount of time to drive from where you start in that game to where you end.
Congrats on 20k porn. Much love, mate. 3 sub chat.
Thank you, Insights. Thank you. We 20,000 subscribers. Stop! It's a red light. We're fine. I know what I'm doing. The game. Look at there's interiors and stuff now. It looks so much. And there's guys in the game just sitting at green lights, pissing off everybody behind them. You turn right. I turn left. And I'll get to Dublin before ye. Apparently. Haven't cut my grass in ages, as there are red-winged moth caterpillars feeding on the weed-like things, and I don't want to kill them. See? You got weird fucking standards, don't you? You know? Do you eat meat? You like chicken and cows and stuff? Keep them in a fucking pen with 20,000 of their cousins, you know? No space to move, breathe, and then they'll advertise them as, you know, free range, but they're still trapped in a little tiny pen. They can't fucking move, and they're just eating their own shit, because there's... But, you know, that's what's going on with your chickens, but you're worried about the red moths eating on your weeds. And what about the weeds, by the way, huh? What were they again? Caterpillarist, you know? You prefer the caterpillars, don't you? Waiting for the caterpillar race war between the caterpillars and the weeds. The great caterpillar boogaloo. Yeah, and by the way, if you don't already know about that, that's, if you hear somebody using the term boogaloo, it's either, it's it's code for, you know, the coming war of the races. And some people will be using it to make a joke, and if that joke is not completely fucking obvious, and if they don't explain to you what Boogaloo is afterwards, then they are Hitler, and you should do what you need to do. Little baby moths! I played a little Swindle yesterday. Pretty fun so far. Pretty brutal when you screw up, though. Yeah, it is. You know, and it's a good balance because they give you 100 fucking days in order to get the game done. And it's also good because it's got that FTL quality of letting you know exactly where the end of this procedurally generated roguelike is and how much time you have to do it. I fucking love the Swindle. It's what? No, don't go backwards. You need backup. Race War 2 Electric Boogaloo. Yes, that's exactly where that came from. Indeed. I like the setting, but the handling game feel is hard for me. The setting? What? What do you, Swindle? Or, no, Mosaic is talking, that's Mosaic. Pong, you seem like an extremely reflected person. One of the people that quite often reflects on the reasons why they do stuff, and if they do, it's still fucking red? If they do the right thing with their time. What do you think is the right thing to pursue? How do you tackle that? I would say I spent the better part of my life trying to answer that question, Snowman Olaf. My life's question was very much, you know, other people are concerned with what happens when we die. Mine was, what is worth doing? In exactly that phrase, what is worth doing? So many things, and you know, it depends on the individual too, how that kind of a thing strikes you, because for me, you know, it comes from privilege, basically. That was my life's question, what's worth doing, because I had so much opportunity, I had so many options, I was given a reasonably decent education, I suppose, but also, you know, kind of just born with a mind that refuses to fucking shut up, and people call that smart, and I call it torture, but that's why I ended up in a Zen center. But yeah, what is worth doing is a deep fucking question. Let's try and do this. It doesn't look like it's that hard. They're only saying it's 40 XP for doing this, so if it were harder, it would be worth more. The 90 ones can be very difficult, but I'm going to try and put this right where they want it. Just the way they want it. Stick it in just how, and then you know, if you want to swirl, twist, what are you looking for here? That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to come in at this somewhat harsh angle, and then we're going to, God, the controls, the steering is very fluid too, very fluid and precise. Okay, just going to pull you around like so. Wow, I'm actually doing this pretty good. If I could do that, and then pull back a bit, and stop before I hit the wall. And then we'll just start pushing backwards. And I'm using the mirror that you guys can only see a portion of on that side right now. Try and angle this in. And then from here, I'm going to start turning back. I may have turned a little bit late on this, but we can always pull it forward. They left me a space next to it, which is nice. Oh, yes. Oh, yes, pawn. And then pull her back around. Oh my god, I'm a trucker. I'm a trucker. I needed a little bit more to this direction, if you don't mind. A bit more like that. I mean, it's the next guy's problem when you get down to it. How closely I parked, you know, next to this one. That's kind of his issue. Alright. I'm going to do a full and complete stop. We're apparently not quite in the spot. We're very, very close, so I'll just pull forward a bit. Still better than Swift. I know several smart people becoming drunks because all the smart thoughts become too much, and alcohol can numb that. Yeah, I really liked the episode of House, MD, where they had a fella who was like a physicist, who came in with a problem. And by the end of it, you find out that at least if it wasn't the problem of, you know, like what was going on, it was, you know, it was exacerbating the issue. But he had been doing what I guess is called, I'd never heard of it before this episode, so I don't know if they made it up or not, but like robo-dosing, which is to say taking Robitussin, cough medicine, because legs are going down. Box is supporting itself. We completed our first mission because apparently dosing with Robitussin actually, like, inhibits, like, thought, or, you know, it sort of lowers your IQ. It's like getting drunk, I guess, but, you know, sometimes you get drunk and it just makes you think more, but you're happier about it. But apparently that's the thing, robo-dosing with cough medicine, cough syrups, and it was causing him a problem, I believe, or something else like that. The pace of Cluster Truck has really slowed down. Is this a mod? Hello, Kenneth. Holy crap, I can tell you so much about dextromethorphan. Dextromethorphan! Yes, the Robitussin ingredient. Apparently it does some amazing things in terms of making you stupider. And I'm sure it's a government conspiracy, and by the Jews, and the Boogaloo is coming. The Light Guy 89, all skill no log. That was pretty skillish. That was skillery. I only have 45,750. Do I have my own truck? Do I own my own truck? How would I know? I've got upgrades, truck dealers, skills, progress, Loudco, bank. Wouldn't there just be a button, like, is this my truck, or am I just looking at it? That looks like a truck I would buy. I always buy yellow. Is that mine? I don't fucking know. I went to vehicle browser? What's that? Experiment with various truck configurations? No, I don't want to get that. I'm not that interested, okay? I get, if I had my own truck, then I'd be able to do these, but I have to take quick jobs right now, so I assume I don't have my own truck. Yeah? Probably. Let's, however, let's take a job from... Wait, where are we? Because we can pretend like we're taking jobs from where we are, even though I think the game would magically teleport me to wherever. Let's go to the world map. Where'd we land? We're back in fucking Vegas, so we never leave Vegas so long as we're quick. It doesn't matter, Paul. Take whatever job you want to take, apparently. For the job market, quick job. We'll earn enough, we'll buy a truck, we'll get a loan. I don't know. Price per distance. I want to make some money. Starting in Vegas. We'll start in Vegas. No? Laws? No? I want... Origin. Can I then search Vegas? What the hell is the usefulness of the search bar? I don't understand. I'm looking for something that starts in Las Vegas. So maybe I should have sorted this the other way. There's Los Angeles. No. You're close, though. You're getting close. There's Vegas. Alright. Just look for big money from Vegas to somewhere. There we go. Take that job. Oh, that's a drive and a half, isn't it? Let's head out to New Mexico is what we're gonna do. Don't get a loan. I only just paid mine off, says Pika Pup. Good advice. Good advice, especially in these, you know, market lenders. It's predatory, you know? My bad credit. I have incredible credit, actually. Good looking truck, though. Yeah, it must be the one that I just spent, like, I picked out because I liked it. Hello, a guy called Pie, by the way. Hello, Jim. It's not Jim. It's just one day I yelled, "God damn it, Jim!" when I was really frustrated with him, and the name just stuck. Where are we going? We're going out to the left, and Jesus Christ, that's a tight turn. Engine on. What the fuck were we talking about? I'm completely lost now. I'm pretty sure we were speaking of something. Turn the lights on. It's probably too early to be driving around without your lights on, even though Vegas is always lit up. So you, and then out, like this, I presume, and then to the left? Jesus. You don't have your own truck. Holy shit, did you see that guy? Hey! Dude, get some fucking hair. It's creepy. I look out the back window next to where I sleep at night and see you standing there. Fuck. Goddamn horror film. Out to the left. You don't have your own truck. If you did, then the truck manager button would light up. Oh, okay. That's a left followed by a left, right? It's a left, and then we take a left, and then another left, and we're going in the same direction that we started in. I identify as Jim, but for consistency with my other accounts and places, I kind of figured I might change my username back on Twitch. She's closer to a chimp than she is to me, says Average Joe Terry. Having sex with her would be an act of bestiality, was what we were talking about. Well, you and me, baby, ain't nothing but mammals, so let's do it like they do on the Discovery Channel, I think. I honestly didn't like that. I didn't like that album. I didn't like that song particularly, but big fan of the Bloodhound Gang on the One Fierce Beer Coaster album. And maybe I just got old enough to where, you know, I grew out of the taste. I don't know. By the time I heard something new, but yeah, I wasn't a big fan of that. But you know, I hope you take this the wrong way and misinterpret what I say. Rewind and let me reverse it backwards like Judas Priest first. You know, that kind of stuff. I did enjoy that. Life is a game that no one wins, but you deserve a head start the way your life's going. So throw in the towel, cause your life ain't shit. No, take the towel and hang yourself with it. Life's short and hard like a bodybuilding elf, so save the planet and kill yourself. If you're feeling down and out with what your life is all about, then lift your head up high and blow your brains out. I was a fan of Bloodhound Gang in that era. I did enjoy. Now it's very obvious to me just how horribly insensitive all those lyrics are, but it was a different time. It was a more innocent. It's weird to say. It's definitely not a more innocent time, but yeah, Pawn, you're old. Yes, those are the things. That's cheerful, isn't it? Though, isn't it? I mean, I think so. Is this where I go right? Is this what we're doing? It looks like you're setting me right. Oh, and it's a yellow, and fuck it. If I'm through the light at the beginning of it, then it counts. Aha! Not in a hurry because I'm running a yellow. Don't worry about that. We're fine. Okay, you can stop ticking. I looked up the Andy Samberg song that your subscribed sound bite is from. Pretty funny, but I liked your Pokemon parody better. Oh, so you found the song that comes from? I don't even know where the fucking song, what the song is that comes from. Do you know any Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch? If you hum a few bars. Now you're driving like a Swift. I'm probably like half your age and shit. A lot of what was totally normal 10 to 15 years ago is already kind of racist-ish. Yeah. I mean, it was back then, and there were conversations had about it, but, you know, I feel like maybe if it just didn't seem like as big an issue, you know, you were okay to laugh at, like, the kind of racist fucking, you know, jokes and songs and stuff that were being told. I feel like because there wasn't such a worry that anyone was serious about it. Recruitment agency. No, that's Food and Gravy. Alright, never mind. They lied to me. But, like, I don't know. I just, at that era of time, I did not believe that anyone was taking it seriously. Maybe they were, and that's how we get to here, and we were all, you know, those of us who were like, it's funny, just don't worry about it. Christ, everybody, you know, it's just for the sake of humor. You know, maybe because we were saying that back then, there were people out there going, oh, damn, that's funny, because, yeah, that's true. I don't know. But I still like humor that pushes the edges and the boundaries of, you know, all of the things. I'm still a big fan of it. There's a really fine line between dark humor and blatant racism. Oh, it was just the truck we were driving before. The truck we were driving before had a horrible fucking side mirror to it that I had to turn and look. Now look, this mirror I can actually see while I'm driving. Certain trucks suck. Don't drive those trucks, kids, what we found out. But yeah, nowadays, like, we've talked about on these live streams, maybe while driving truck like this, because when else would we have this kind of long-winded conversation? At any point in time, Pawn, it's just what you do. But we've talked about, you know, my concerns about the idea of people's freedom of speech in an era where, you know, we've got, like, we got people, you know, getting together in groups. There's people on YouTube making videos about Pokemon that 6 minutes into the video, suddenly it takes a really hard turn and starts, you know, spouting some transphobic shit in the guise of talking about, like, you know, the integration of gender into Pokemon. Like, I've seen a video like that, and I've seen other videos, and I watch, doesn't put out a lot of it, but I think I've consumed pretty much everything that, the YouTube channel that is known simply as Sean now. Used to be Sean and Jen, but pretty sure I've consumed everything on that channel and seen what is out there on YouTube and what YouTube allows to be out there, because it's riding its own line, and, you know, we're allowed to say this kind of shit, some of which is targeting kids, and then, you know, people who, gamers out there, you know, we've had these various controversies where you get these popular gamers, including fucking PewDiePie, who people start looking at what they're doing and go, hey, whoa, what are you saying? What are you doing? This is getting a little bit out of hand with your racism stuff, and then not with PewDiePie in particular, but with others, find out that they've got, you know, in their private Discord servers, not private necessarily, but in their Discord servers, you know, the kids who come and follow these gamers or speedrunners or online personalities and join their communities are then exposed to hate speech, to, like, indoctrination into anti-Semitism and talking about boogaloos and waiting for Overton periods to pass. And if you're not familiar with the term Overton period, look that shit up, because if you ever hear that, I've heard it once in my life outside of a "these people are fucking racist" connotation, and it was used recently by Legal Eagle. And I was like, what? Legal Eagle just turned the phrase Overton period? So it's like, which to me is an indicator that, you know, racism is so back, that, like, their inside terms that they've been using have started to, like, flood down to just common usage and things, possibly from them being like, from someone coming on and saying, what do you mean by the Overton period? And then them coming up with like a bullshit excuse, and then people, okay, yeah, no, okay, and then they reuse it in their own daily lives, something like that. Claude, I can't help but notice you're not doing 85 miles per hour down the shoulder. What's wrong? Drive like me. Sorry, is Overton period spelling right? I believe that is. Isn't the Overton window? It could be the Overton window. But it's, you know, one of those that it's called Overton because of the fellow who put it out there, and it's a sociological term that describes a period, or window, Overton window, a period or window in which it is not okay in a society to have a certain conversation. You know, certain things are not breachable topics or subjects. For example, universal free healthcare in America. We may be exiting, hopefully, that Overton window, but for a very long time, you know, that's socialist shit. In the 1950s, you know, you'd have an Overton window around the idea of talking about socialism and socialist practices and things, because we were busy having a McCarthy era where the government was persecuting anyone and everyone who had any sort of affiliation with that end of the liberal political spectrum worth of views. So those would be like legitimate uses of the term Overton period or Overton window, you know, in sociology and in, you know, just observing of and studying various cultures and things. Okay, 55 down to 45. We are clearly coming into a city. Only heirs. That's probably not how to say that. Only heirs. Thank you for the subscription. Yo, back to you as well. 10 months of sub. Thank you very much. I'll put you on, you know, that's in addition to the 20,000 subs I got on YouTube. 35 now. And just get through this go slow and don't kill anybody part of the game, you know? Get me back on the freeway and then I can think. But so those would be like reasonable terms for Overton period, Overton window. Within racist groups, organizations, they describe, you know, the current zeitgeist, the current, like, culture as being a, you know, what we need to do right now is, it's not because we're pussies and can't actually stand up for what we believe in, but it's because we're in an Overton window that we need to not actually say what we believe publicly, and instead, you know, join together in quiet, dark basements, moldy, and Discord servers and stuff, where we can express our views, keep them alive, bring other people in. I missed my turning. I'm sorry. I was talking about Overtons and stuff. But so they use the Overton window to describe that currently we're in a place in the world where we're not, society just wouldn't accept if we started talking about Jews being in disproportionate positions of power like we do. If we started talking about how black people are just more prone to violence and criminality than the other races like we do. If we talked about, the things that they go on, they describe it as we're in an Overton window. We just have to wait it out. And it's totally a means of, not feeling like a pussy who doesn't have the fucking balls to say what they actually believe. And then suffer the judgment of those around them. So what we need to do is just bide our time and wait it out in the Overton window. But yeah, I actually heard Legal Eagle in a video just casually dropped the term Overton period or Overton window, and I was like, oh my god, what? Where did you get that from, Legal Eagle? Because I certainly didn't use it. I don't know anybody who did use it, who does use it, who isn't, part of a fucking clan somewhere, reporting back to a grand wizard. Overton window would basically be where they said after the Pulse nightclub massacre, Republicans in Florida said, now isn't the time to talk about gun reform. Let us mourn. I guess maybe that would be up for some discussion or for someone who, you could go by a literal definition, but it might be like, if we're able to have open political discourse about whether or not gun reform is a thing, then maybe that doesn't qualify as an Overton, window, because we do have those conversations these days, and more, with all of the children being murdered in schools and people being shot down in Walmarts for no fucking reason. We are having those conversations more and more, so maybe that's not an Overton window, but more something that, just couldn't get any sort of traction. You can't even discuss it. You can't even start to talk about it. So, 10 years ago, universal health care, I would say. You just can't get any traction for it. There's no reason to even bring it up, kind of a deal. And it's not, by the way, it being a scientific term, it being a, academic term, there is no judgment or criticism or, it's just, it is what it is. It's not meant to be a pejorative. It just is what it is. It's the same conversations you have for decades, though. It's fine if people do it voluntarily, but mandatory? Fuck the hell off? I don't... What? Mandatorily having... You have to have a conversation. What? I don't know. I've missed some chat, I think. I was at a comedy club for a stand-up show 2 weeks ago. I was the only one with a mask. Likewise in the subway. That's pretty fucked up. That's pretty fucked up at this point. Like... What does it fucking cost you to just wear the fucking mask for Corona, What does it fucking cost you at this point? You have to smell your own breath. Good, brush your fucking teeth. Quoth Simple Flips, Just smell your own breath. Good. Cut down on the fucking halitosis that we've been living in through all these centuries. What the fuck does it cost you to put on the goddamn mask while you're around other people, especially on a fucking subway, especially in a comedy club where everybody's sitting and sharing the same fucking air, What does it fucking cost you? You might, by doing so, you may just prevent someone from dying, It's just, it shows to me, like, this fucking arrogance and egotism and self-involved attitude that people have to not acknowledge that, hey, there are people in our world, important people to our society, who are contributors. And even if they weren't, they're still people. But there are people in our world who have weak immune systems. Maybe I could help them out by, reducing the likelihood of them catching something that I might have caught or not caught, or just not passing it along to someone else. Wear a fucking mask. That's all I gotta do. Little paper thing. Oh, I'm so sick of wearing the mask. Too fucking bad. People are sick of dying, Jesus Christ. Well, I'm not gonna get... I'm young and healthy. Well, go to Twitter and look at the pictures of the fucking, 32-year-old bodybuilder, 200 pounds of raw muscle, going in and coming out a month later, and he's dropped 60 pounds of muscle mass. Healthy, strong, high T, not a beta cuck over here. You don't know. What the fuck does it cost you? I feel like this whole thing with the masks and everything is just finally like Western culture catching up to, you know, Asia being, having a society and a populace who has the slightest bit of consideration for one another, you know? If I'm feeling sick, I'll wear the mask. If I'm traveling, I'll wear the mask because I'm going to be interacting with so many different people. It's like, yeah, now let's all get on board. Don't have to wear it all the time, but, you know, maybe you do right now. Maybe you ought to right now. I haven't left the house without my fucking mask, except for when I forgot it the one time. But, you know, I just stayed out in the car. But, yeah. What the fuck does it cost you? You know, you already got the fucking mask, didn't you? You didn't get the fucking mask, then you need to fucking buy a mask. God damn it. Join us in the, you know, society. We live in a society, people. I don't know if you noticed. I have a proper painter's mask with P100 filters, and I wear it whenever I go anywhere. Okay. You can get masks with motors that are easier to breathe through as they have a fan. Yeah! All the stupid shit that you spend money on. Oh, look at this little tchotchke. Oh, pen, you turn it upside down, her dress falls off. Oh, it's like all this shit that you got. You can't spend an extra, like, $8 on top of the cost of a mask to get one that's a little bit better, a little bit higher quality. Make you look, you know, oh, I'm sick of having to breathe through a mask. Fucking get over yourself. Matter of principle, Pawn. Oh, is it? I'm okay with wearing a mask when there is overwhelming proof that it actually helps anyone. But I'll do it voluntarily, not mandatorily. That's where I draw the line. Alright, so let's assume that what you're saying is there is overwhelming proof that it helps people. Since there is a disease for which there is no fucking cure, there is no treatment currently, and there are people with weakened immune systems, and you don't have to have a weakened immune system to die from the fucking thing. So we've established that. We can just take that part out of the sentence. I'll do it voluntarily, not mandatorily. You know what? Fuck you. Fuck you, Jim. You know? If somebody tells you to do it, that means that there are people out there who have to be fucking told to do it. Okay? And if you're one of them, fuck you, Jim. We already know you're an asshole. We already know you're a piece of shit. You told us you fucking ordered a pizza 2 minutes before they closed. The delivery guy gets there, you realized you had a frozen pizza, and so you just pretended like you didn't order a pizza. You're an asshole on a scale that's so epic, like, you need to go live on a mountaintop with other assholes. Something like that, I don't know. So we know about that. We've already identified where you stand on the evolutionary chain, and it's very near to pure fucking sociopath. We get it. We get it. You call up a commercial kitchen, you know, when they're probably already starting to clean the place up, make an order at the very end. They're so kind as to say, you know what? We're going to go ahead and make this for you, instead of saying, I'm sorry, sir, we close in 2 minutes. We can't make you a pizza and run it out. No. So kind. And then everybody's there a little bit longer and has to do a little bit more cleaning, and the delivery guy takes one more bowl all the way out, and then they get there, you just pretend like you didn't order it. Guy gets no tip, nobody pays for the pizza, everybody did a little extra work. You just inconvenienced, like, you know, a half dozen people minimum, just by being a dick like that. We know where you stand. Put your fucking mask on and shut the fuck up about whether it's mandatory or not. If you have to be told, that means that you and others are so fucking stupid, arrogant assholes that would order a pizza 2 minutes before closing that you need to be told that, you know, there's a fucking disease out there that's killing people, that's drowning them in their own lungs. How would you like that, huh? Just your lungs just fucking fill up with fluid. How would you like just pneumonia, huh? You like to die from pneumonia because you encountered some dickhead on the street not wearing a mask who last night placed an order to a pizza delivery place 2 minutes before closing. How would you like that? Write that on your gravestone. Died because some asshole. Let's do a Britain and just send assholes to a different country and make them battle royale. That's possible. I'm sure they ate the pizza themselves. Yeah, they all ate the pizza themselves because they had to work for an extra 15 minutes cleaning up the mess for your one fucking pizza and then came back. Yeah, it's put a silver lining on being the biggest fucking douchebag in eternity. No, the biggest douchebag in this chat, I hope. I genuinely hope that. I think you have to be the biggest douchebag in chat. to have been able to do that without considering everything else about that situation, as though they also are people. As though you could imagine yourself working in a pizza shop and getting a call 2 minutes beforehand, and you're wiping down the walls. It's like, fuck. Alright, now fire up the fucking oven again. And then finding out, the guy pretended like he didn't order it. It was a prank pizza. This is a problem, Pawn. There's evidence wearing a mask helps when you're indoors and right up close to people, so why the fuck not do it then? But how the fuck you justify forcing people to do it in the open air? Why not? Again, what does it fucking cost you? And I don't know if you've ever, like, Jim, I know that you like to smoke weed. Now, when someone is smoking weed, say 5 blocks away, you could smell that shit, right? You go, that's some dank purple. That's some sticky icky. I gotta go find that guy. Now, you could smell that shit. You know what that means, physics-wise, Jim? That means that the particles of the weed having burned have carried 5 blocks to your nose, and there's a scent in the air. You are breathing what was in another man's lungs moments ago, 5 blocks away. Now, the whole concept of stay 6 feet away from each other is basically well, maybe that's good enough, you know? Ideally, you just wouldn't have any contact with anyone, but we gotta live in a world, we gotta get shit done. 6 feet minimum is like a compromise already. Wearing a mask is, makes it better, but most of the masks out there aren't like medical grade masks that are really like keeping things from passing through them. Basically, the masks that we're using are also a compromise, what most people are using. It's like, well, it's not ideal, but it does slow the velocity of coming out of your mouth that could be carrying the virus. Washing your hands is a compromise. It's like we're doing the best that we can with it. Why not just fucking wear the mask outside as well? I mean, my personal opinion would be if you're outside, out of doors, there's nobody else around, or you're with people whom you live with, that kind of a thing, you're not going to encounter anybody. No big mask. If you're walking down the fucking city street, if you're hanging out in the subway, if you're just like strolling along, there, just fucking have the mask with you. Put it on if you see anybody coming by. Wear the fucking mask. Like, this is, what kind of ego do you have to fall on the side of not wearing the mask at every fucking possible opportunity, as opposed to fall on the side of wearing the mask except for when it's absolutely clear that we're okay right now? How are we having this argument? How is it that, like, coronavirus, a global pandemic, is a political topic? I was watching the other day, I was watching Simple Flip's live stream. I like watching Simple Flips. I'll watch his, like, long live stream. I'll put him on to fall asleep, too, kind of thing. And, somebody came in and they were talking about, like, I think they probably suggested to him, I think he was broadcasting on Facebook. I was watching on YouTube, the VOD. But I think they were suggesting to him that he should have, like, a pride support icon in his, user thing, and he was responding, I just don't want to have anything political associated with my channel. That's not what this is about. I'm not a politics guy. Just like, I'm here to play games and make funnies and laughs and that kind of a thing. I'm here as an entertainer, not as a politician. I don't want anything politics. And I sat and thought about that and went, it's pretty fucked up that, that in and of itself is a political issue. Like, it's a political issue whether or not people are people. Whether or not, like, your sexual identity, your gender identity, these things are political issues. It's pretty fucked up that is political issue, and that entertainers out there would be making that call, like, I don't, and he said, like, I'm completely supportive of transgender, I'm totally on board with that, but I just don't want to brand myself with that, because that's not what this is about for me. And it's like, there's the one part of me that's like, fair enough, I guess, but there's the larger part of me that's like, that's fucked up. It's fucked up that we're in a world where that has to be a consideration in the first place, and it's kind of fucked up that, when you've got a platform and an audience and a voice that, I mean, it's fine for him to not put the Pride banner in his logo. I haven't put a Pride banner in my logo, but my excuse wouldn't be that I don't want to be political around here. It would be I can't be fucking asked. I can't be bothered. It's not, you know, I'm not trans myself. I'm not, like, I talk about it as I talk about it. Like, my explanation wouldn't be I don't want to be political. I don't want to get into things. But, like, hearing him say that as his, you know, reasoning, I don't want to be political, just really kind of how fucked up it is that that's a political issue. And I bring that up because we're sitting here talking about coronavirus, and I feel like the reason why anyone could have, you know, why we have people who don't want to put the mask on.
Is this really political when it's meant to be a celebration of individuality and be able to express who you are without fear?
Yeah, exactly. Like, is it political? Should it be political? No, it shouldn't be. But, you know, that's Simple Flips was saying that, and I understand where he's coming from. I disagree, but, you know, I don't... why would I put it on my back? I'm going to go out of the way to do that, but the number of things that I wouldn't go out of my way to do, and I'm going to add that to the fucking list, that's my excuse. Is I don't care about the sticker. I don't care about the banner. I don't feel that I need to fucking put it on to show support. But, you know, it's just, it's not, doesn't make any sense for me. Like, I don't have a good excuse. I can't find the words to say it, but it just doesn't make any sense for me to bother with it. But, like, you know, I feel like the only reason that we can have a space or a conversation where people are like, why would I wear the mask, is political. It's like, Jesus fucking Christ. It's a global pandemic. There's a disease out there that we don't know anything about, that we're still getting information on. Every time that people start taking off the masks, the fucking numbers spike. And you know, now there's like a whole cult of fucking egoistic, sociopathic, you know, people who just don't give a fuck about other people, generally. So, you know, no surprise, Jim, that you might lean that direction on the issue. I don't... It just, you know... They've turned it into a political thing. This is not a political thing. It is like the sky is blue, the globe is round, it's spherical. It is a globe, not flat. This is not politics, okay? The things that we can come up with to turn into fucking arguments. Goddamn ridiculous. Just sit down, have a conversation with yourself, and weigh, you know, if you could find out. If they could trace the corona that kills somebody, or just puts them in hospital for a month, like it does, back to you, if they could trace, the gene pool, that was the last, so these were the last 6 people that he interacted with, this is how it came to him. How'd you feel then? Because it basically, I have to assume, comes down to that same, like, an internet anonymity thing. You know, everybody turns into a bigger dickhole on the internet than they are. You go to Twitter, go to Facebook, and my God, everybody's got such balls and bravado to say horrible fucking things suddenly that they won't say in public. Imagine that you get to know, at the end of the day, how many people died from you not wearing the mask. You know? It's entirely possible that you wear the mask and you end up contributing to a chain in which people die. Wouldn't you like to, at the end of the day, like, find out, a couple of people actually died from having contact with you because you passed coronavirus along? Wouldn't you like to be able to say at the end of the day, well, I did everything I could. I wore the mask, I washed my hands, I tried to stay 6 feet away. I mean, it sucks, but at least I did everything I can, as opposed to, yeah, well, fuck them, I didn't want to smell my own breath. You know? Fuck it, it's pussies. I mean, they were probably pussies anyway, low T beta cucks out there fucking dying off. I mean, Grandma and Grandpa, if you can't survive a little pandemic global fucking disease, which person do you want to be at the end of the day? Is the question that I would ask to you, you know? I'm surprised at Pawn's lack of awareness on this topic. Maybe Americans are all in agreement on these coronavirus measures, but we, again, do not wear masks in this country. That is the norm. Well, you're all assholes, then. You're all... everybody in your country that you're trying to throw into your own bandwagon to say, no, but it's normal, so it's okay. I mean, if things aren't... like, how bad is it out there for you, I guess? I don't know. But, yeah. You're an asshole, Jim. You're an ass. We're doing better than the Americans pawned. Well, that's a pretty low fucking standard. We have Florida. So you're gonna have to be better than something else, you know? How much testing are you doing? How much truth do you have to your data? And how's it going? And still, like, if you're, if it's not that big of a deal, what if you just wore the masks anyway? Less sick people. Less sick people. Less people who fucking die. You know? What if you just... I don't get it. Like, everybody's so fucking focused on, like, the way that it used to be. And this is perfect, because this is going to lead me into Zen. Our desperate want of things to be the way that we are familiar with them. You know? Inability to change. Get into, your own little karmic rut of reality and never break out of it. Like, a couple of months ago, you didn't wear a mask. Now you wear a mask. Big fucking difference. Big fucking deal, huh? A couple of months ago, you weren't washing your hands as much. Now you're washing your hands when you handle certain things. Big fucking deal. But, it's so... We're so, like, locked into the way that things should be. You know? Everybody's got an idea of the way that the world should be. The right way. And you can't fucking roll with the punches. Can't just be like, alright, I'll fucking wear a mask and wash my hands a little bit. It's not a big fucking request over here. We've got bigger goddamn problems. But you can't get everybody on board to just, like, help out. Throw in a fucking hand here. All you gotta do is, wear a mask when it seems appropriate. Wash your fucking hands. Act like a decent human being. Don't go get into fucking protest groups and head out in big, congregations of people. Shout things at the walls of Congress because you're pissed off that somebody said, hey, what if, for the sake of killing less people, you minorly inconvenienced yourself? I consider wearing a mask on the same level as wipe your ass. Not that big of a deal to do, and if you do so, we'd all appreciate it. Our approach is based on staying... Am I still on the right road? Yeah, staying 6 feet apart at all times, which apparently is good enough. It's a compromise. It's a compromise for being able to... You're just... Let's not... Somebody, like, just time Jim out for a while. Just time him out, Kenneth. Shut him up. You're an asshole. We know you're an asshole. You order pizzas 2 minutes from when they're delivered, and... Like, there's nothing... You're never gonna have credibility with me again. If there's anything that I ever disagree with on what you're saying, Jim, I'm always going to reach back to... You order pizzas 2 minutes! You did that. That is an albatross that you will wear around your neck until the day you die. I will find your grave. When you already... I will outlive you. I will live to be 140 years old just to make sure that I beat you. I can do that too. I practice a lot of Zen. We're going to get to talking about that. I beat you. I'm still alive, and I will go there and I will etch underneath whatever fucked up shit that you decide to put on your tombstone. I'm sure it's going to be fucked up. I will etch in there. Ordered pizza. 2 minutes to close. Refused delivery. Just so everybody knows who you were. And if you don't, I will, says Hologram 1. Glad you haven't changed fonts, says Victini. That albatross around your neck is such a strange saying. I know what it means, but it still sounds strange to me. Well, it's very much, borrowed from a individual story. What is the story that comes from? Because I can remember the story, but I can't remember, like, the title of what it is. You know? There's a fella in a boat, and then there's an albatross that's been flying with the boat for a long time, and then, like, they're lost at sea, and the albatross is, like, with them, been on the boat and flying alongside the boat, away from shore, and then, they get lost at sea, everybody's getting hungry and thirsty and all that kind of stuff, and I guess everybody on the ship considers the albatross to be like a good luck charm, if I remember right, that kind of thing. And, dude kills the albatross. Did he kill it to eat it? I think he killed, and so they hung the albatross around his neck, like a scarlet letter kind of a thing. like a pin this to your chest and remember who you are sort of a deal. But what is that from? What's the story? Is it the poem? Is it the rhyme of the mariner? Is that what it is? I don't get the stigma against being an asshole. I make up for it in other ways, and even if you don't, good for you. You know, there's a certain limit at which being an asshole goes straight to you're a destructive member of society, and not actually of benefit to anyone. You know, like it transfers over into like dangerous sociopathy. Like you can be sociopathic and use it, you know, but okay, why is everybody slowing down? I know there's a cop right there, but why do I care? If it's still 65? Is it getting... Now it's up to 75. Why the fuck did everybody slow down? Why am I in a semi-truck going faster than everybody else? What the fuck is going on here? The Rime of the Ancient Mariner. Is that what it is? Isn't that about seagulls? I don't know. Could be the Rime of the Ancient Mariner from which that comes. But yeah, there's just a fucking point. You know? There's a point at which, like, it's not just about, God, you're kind of a dick. It's like, you're destructive influence on other people. Literally, maybe getting people killed. You know? Like, corporate douchebags sitting around a fucking, conference table, on the 152nd floor in Dubai, making decisions about, you know, what's going to happen to everybody else and how the world's going to go, and making decisions that, you know, throw certain people's lives away while valuing others. That is the level at which being an asshole and being sociopathic turns into being a murderer and a, you know, someone whom, if you weren't alive, humanity as a whole would be better off, you know? There's a gray space, too, between just being an asshole and starting to become Hitler, you know? So there's gray spaces there. And, you know, I'm just telling you, Jim, ordered a pizza 2 minutes before closing and then not letting them deliver it, pretending like you didn't order it. That is, you are, you know, it's 1% in the direction of Hitler. You're on your way. You are on your way to Hitler. Right there. And that's why I criticize. That's why I will carve that onto your headstones, just because I'm a Buddhist, a Zen, so I believe in reincarnation, so this will remind you in the next life, as well. But, you know, that's the criticism, is just let you know that's not okay. It's not okay. There's going to be ramifications. Social, if no other ramifications, there's going to be social ramifications for this manner of actions. And don't do it. Don't, you know, you gotta find that layer where asshole is okay, alright? I'm a big fan of Ani DeFranco. Ani DeFranco, you know, a song that I very much like and still remember the lyrics to all these years later is, just give up and admit you're an asshole. You would be in some good company. And I think you'd find your friends would forgive you. Maybe I'm just speaking for me. But there is a point at which being an asshole turns into, you know, now you need to die. And so, you know, just trying to find that butter zone. You know, there's a good asshole and there's a bad asshole. And then past bad asshole, there's the guy who orders pizza at 2 minutes to closing and then becomes Hitler. That's where that goes. It's the path. We've seen it all before. Stalin ordered a whole fucking, like, 10 minutes to close, which sounds better, but he ordered a whole, like, fucking spread. Is like their, you know, big family deal. There's, you know, all the shit. There's chicken wings, dumplings, fucking, there's pizza in there, breadsticks, just a whole goddamn thing. And then when it showed up, instead of just denying that he'd ordered it, he shot them in the head and had soldiers bury them in mass graves. So it's slightly different than what Jim did, but it's in the direction is what I'm saying. You gotta watch out. We were gonna have a ZENdnesday at some point. I need a gas station. I have a place that I could sleep coming up ahead, but that's not helpful to me. I need a gas station, or we need to just, like, get wherever we're going. We turned off the highway, so I presume we're getting close, or we're transferring to another highway, but surprisingly, out in the middle of the fucking desert in Arizona or Nevada or wherever the fuck we are right now. Not a lot of gas stations. Guess I don't see quite enough traffic. Did you purchase Idaho? I don't have that kind of money. I do not have DLC. Is there Idaho DLC? I thought they were working like West East that would all have connective tissue. I have none of the DLC for American Truck Simulator, as far as I know. We're coming up on this gas station. I don't want to admit it, or I don't want to miss it. And I said admit it because I caught a bit of way stations. Please pull in for a vehicle inspection. Okay, I'm gonna need you to take that off of my indicator so I can see where this fucking thing is. Straight across is the way station. I guess I better go to the way station first and then get gas. I don't want to get penalized for it. I just hope I've got enough gas to pull into the way station. This is just a stop sign? There's no fucking light here? Come on. Come on. Village limit of Vaughn. There's a lot of people coming and going through Vaughn, apparently. Okay. What are you doing? Just go! If you just would have kept the same fucking speed, we would have been fine, asshole! God damn it. Fucking other drivers. Human beings, man. Human goddamn beings. Do I just pull straight in? Or am I supposed to go around and come back the other direction? No? Okay. This is it. This is it. Hey, buddy. Weigh me. Thank you. Thank you for your cooperation. Have a safe journey. Yeah. Hopefully I can get enough fucking gas. If I have to get a tow truck over to there because you made me come in here first, I'm coming back. I'm coming back for you. Kick your ass! I can do it too! I know karate! Alright, drive the truck now. Okay, whoa. I'm gonna go get this gas. It's over here. Another stop sign. Apparently if I just pull out into traffic, everybody will stop for me. Yeah, go. Keep going. Keep the roll. Dude. Bruh. I'm just gonna pull in over here. Whoa, what are you guys doing? There's a group of kids smoking pot. Hey! How much? You know that for me? Huh? I won't turn you in. If you just hook me up here, give me a discount. I'll still pay you. I did not come into this straight enough to haul a fucking thing through here. I'll back out when we leave, maybe, I don't know. Press and hold to fill the tank. Alright. My, whoever's paying me to do this is buying the gas, so I don't fucking give a shit. If you don't want to... Whatever. If I actually managed to, like, get people, like, riled up... I can't believe there is another position on this subject other than just fucking wear the mask. If I actually managed to, like, cause people to have a debate over whether or not to just, like, give a shit about the fact that they might end up killing people. Have I managed to do that? Is that the world that we live in? I wouldn't be surprised. Okay, maybe... I'm sure the gas station will be fine if I just pull really hard past the gas pump. Love the idea of like, boom, in the back. just in my side mirror there. Go right. Now there's traffic coming from this direction. I was sitting at that stop sign for ages. There wasn't any traffic coming in this direction. Now we got traffic coming in this direction. I didn't even get a hello, and now I must give goodbyes. Very glad you're getting the viewership you always deserve. Very nice to see. Keep it on. Beautiful pawn, man. Thank you, Victini. Hello, by the way, and goodbye. Sorry, I just explained. Whoa. People are driving. Once I get on the smaller roads, it's very hard to actually read chat. The work by the WHO was misrepresented a lot like you just did, but sure. Sorry? What? I don't know who you're talking to. Alright, so forward and then that's not my left. This is gonna be my left. Alright, so were we just transferring from one highway to the next? Oh, I need to fucking sleep! God damn it. Oh. Probably the last place to sleep for miles, too. We just passed it. Know what I could do? We can go back. That'd be perfect, too, because I would like to have myself a little live stream break before we carry on. I'm hot. I need to turn my fucking ceiling fan on. I keep thinking we have these, like, nice days. It's not that hot out. Come in and turn all the lights on for the green screen. Get under here and start shouting about... stop it. Start shouting about coronavirus and wear a fucking mask like it needs to fucking be said. And what else have we been talking about? The freedom of speech being almost a little bit concerning in the era that we're in, where people can use their freedoms of speech to... I just passed the fucking thing! I already did this! Eat the things. Mainly the shit. And die. Eat the shit and die. I need to pull in and have a nap at the gas station that we just got in here. They're discussing it here. No one really wants to make masks mandatory, neither the right nor the left. There's very, very limited support for the idea, at least openly. Well, you know, do your part to spread the virus globally, and that'll be great. It's good, you know? I mean, hey, if it's just, this is our culture, we kill people. It's fine, you know, it is what it is. I presume if I park over here, yes. There's no lines or anything, but it works? Cool. What? I needed to sleep. Press the following key to stop the engine. Oh, I think I pressed the wrong one. And press enter to have a rest. There we go. There we go. All right. All right. I mean, here's the thing. If your people are being reasonable enough that you don't need to make it mandatory, then great. I guess. I don't know. It's a global fucking pandemic, you know? People don't stop dying from it because it's been a little bit, you know? It's been a while now. New virus, you know, emerges, randomly evolving, based on humanity and how it can take advantage of a host and things like that. Brand new virus emerges, starts, you know, gets around the world in fucking hours. People knew in, in November in our government, they were, like, having conversations about it. People were selling stocks off because they knew it was going to be a thing. And then it comes and, you know, we managed to, like, get enough people on board to do something about it in this country, you know, for, like, 2-3 months. Basically, the virus has been put on a fiscal quarter schedule, and now it has to be over. I don't care if it's still out there. I don't care if science is still a thing. I don't care if medicine is still... If it's still out there, I'm sorry, but it just has to be over. We've got shit to sell, you know? We've got... we can't keep Disney closed. We cannot keep Disney closed just because. And, you know, I'm not looking for reasons to keep the country shut down and everything like that. It just... What needs to happen is not for politicians and communities to get together and discuss what they want to do. What needs to happen is for medical professionals and experts to tell us, to have their little conference and come out and tell us what is best at this point. Instead of everybody having their bullshit opinion. Well, I don't think... I mean, it's just like the flu, really. And then a doctor comes in and says, yeah, it's actually not like the flu. It's in the rate of its spread. People who, you know this shit because they've been studying for decades. Maybe they should be the ones, you know, not trust any individual, but as a group, medicals. Maybe that's what we should be doing instead of being like, well, I don't see if there's any reason to blah, 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 blah. Like, who gives a shit what you see or don't see as a reason? Where's your fucking medical degree? You know, what's your study on it? Well, I've read a lot of articles. Oh, good, that's great. Let me get your fucking opinion. You know, thinking if we were like a smart, sane, civilized, you know, race of semi-sentient beings on the surface of this planet, maybe what we'd do is ask people with expertise in the field what would be best at this point, and then follow that advice, as opposed to having our various opinions, which are also lovely and meaningless and empty and vacuous and stupid. And on that note, let's take a live stream break. 7 minutes, opportunity to grab a pee, get a beer. Why is Jim still able to speak? I thought we timed him out. We'll be back in 7 minutes, and we'll start doing some Zen, I think, when we come back. Since apparently y'all need it. 7 minutes, don't go anywhere, Pawn, not out. Hello, I am the Ronan Ball, and welcome back to a twitch.tv/Ronan Ball live stream on twitch.tv/Ronan Ball. We're celebrating 20,000 subs to the tune of a apparently somehow controversial discussion of just put the fucking mask on for Corona. What's the big fucking, just put it on. Just in a dense public area, just put on your fucking mask. Just what? I don't want to keep talking about that though. I do want to move on, but I do have one final thought. At least from my, my political perspective on global pandemic and people dying from disease. Whether or not that's a good thing or a bad thing, whether we should try and do anything to not make it worse. So here's my political skew on this is, so I've heard a lot of people talk about bring up the concept of, this is way overblown. Do you know how many people die from influenza every year from just getting the fucking flu, and we don't put masks on for that? I mean, look at the fucking numbers of what people die from. We don't do all this shit. This is ridiculous. Why are we doing all this shit? What I haven't heard discussed, surely someone has, but I haven't heard it, is the most sensible retort to that argument. I fucking stopped at it when I passed it the first time! Dickhead. What I haven't heard said is, do you realize that this year we are going to have statistical, factual evidence of how many fewer people die from influenza, from the common flu, when we all wear masks? What I haven't heard, as the retort to that argument that, hey, we don't do this shit for the flu and people die from the flu every goddamn day, is the retort to say, yeah, hey, maybe we should be also doing this because people die from the flu and other diseases. Like, at the end of this year, the fact that we've been wearing masks, that we quarantine and all that kind of shit, we're going to have evidence of how many human lives could have been saved every year until now if the public at large were just more caring. And, oh my god, what the fuck is... I'm seeing a UFO! I just saw a UFO! That was not a plane! It turned too fast! We saw a UFO in Nevada. There's an Air Force base, and there are little green men. We're gonna have fucking statistical evidence of how much good we could have been doing at the minor inconvenience of putting a mask over your face when you're in a crowded public area. I think it should be a fucking permanent law. Permanent law that, in a movie theater or something like that, you got 60 people in a room together all breathing the same air, you got everybody on a fucking plane breathing recycled air, everybody's gotta wear a mask, Fucking companies should be forced to hand them out as you walk in. Government subsidize that shit. We're gonna see this year the thousands of lives that have been prevented just in influenza. People keep looking at Corona and being like, well, we don't know, we're trying to do the best that we can, but we're not sure, how much good it's gonna do. We don't know because we didn't have the numbers beforehand. We tried to catch it early. So, how can we really know what difference we're making? We can know what difference we're making via the flu, can't we, at the end of this year? Can't we? And the only difference has been, throw a fucking mask on. Wash your hands a little bit. Just tattoo a mask on. There you go. That'll do the same. Oh, back up to 55. But I'm done talking about that, and I'm definitely not going to entertain the counter argument to people die, but, I don't want to smell my own breath. It's just inconvenient. It's not what we do around here. I'm not going to entertain those counter arguments, as they are fucking ludicrous. So instead, we're going to start talking about Zen, and maybe this will help some of those in chat who feel fuck everybody. But I wanted to talk about the idea of the boxes into which we place, there we go, cruise control on, into which we place, everything. Everything. As a ZENdnesday topic, how about oneness? I've surely spoken about it before, but it's been a while since we did one of these.
I need to solve some drama. What do you think about user benchmark?
I think it's an excellent tool. I think it's great. I think everybody should use it and just use it correctly. Don't fucking trust any source, any single source. Don't listen to any fucking YouTuber. Don't listen to the fucking reviewer that you really like. You check multiple sources for your information, but I think User Benchmark is the best source of information that we have of real computers in the real world and how they perform at real world tasks, consolidated into one place without having to ask an individual sat at a bench showing you their ideal build from parts that were gifted to them by the fucking company where they picked out the best one. I think it's an excellent resource and should be put into use for any buyer who wishes to be well informed before they go making computer part
I am
purchases.
you are me, we are all one, so I am donating to myself.
Thank me for the 100 bits, Mosaic Task Me. Absolutely. You are I and I are you, and we all do down by the lake, and then the cops get called. But we should have been a little bit quieter, and we could have done whatever we wanted to. And if we would have just worn the fucking masks, then nobody would have had to die. But yeah, oneness, the concept of oneness. You know, for me, whenever I start talking Zen on these live streams, I have long thought of my version of Dharma as the science Dharma. Because I like to make this stuff, I like to drag down a lot of what's in Zen teaching, Zen culture, and Zen practice to a real world, to like a physics fucking level. And we have a very dry sort of culture these days, and a lot of people who just hate the idea of religion in general, which is, you know, fair enough to some extent, and spirituality in general, and fair enough to some extent. And so I like to take, you know, what appear to be spiritualistic and religious concepts about how you should live, and draw them down to, you know, physics and reality, and point at how your assumptions about what the world is are delusions. They're delusional. I've got a very pejorative way of communicating Zen. A very negativistic place, you know? I like to see that glass is half empty. And there's a place for me and you and for all Buddhas, even the ones who aren't wearing their fucking masks and ordering pizzas just before the place closes. There's a place for all of you in the world. You're all contributing to the shared experience that we are inventing for ourselves as we go on. But yeah, so I was looking at the grass, I was thinking about how, you know, with what flippancy we just mow the grass down, in the most literal sense, mow it down, with spinning blades at high RPMs. Cruise control? Yes, it's on. And it just got me thinking about the idea of, like, the difference between what we would call life and what we would call, I don't know, matter, you know? Just the difference between a rock and a you know? A person. Rock and a person. Because when you get down to it, you know, the formation of a rock, the idea of small bits of matter, of silica, of you know, carbon being dragged down a stream, blown about by wind, saturated with moisture from the rains and then dried out with heat from the sun. The formation of, like, rocks and things within this... Whoa, what are we doing? Okay, that's just a turn-off point. Oh, God, big bridge. You know, the way that things happen in the world to the inanimate objects that you look at and go, oh, it's just a rock. That is the exact same mechanic by which, you know, your blood flows through your veins. That is the exact same mechanic by which electrons fire across the neurons in your, you know, the neurons move through the brain matter in your head. You think in the same way and by the same mechanics of physics that the rock has come to exist by. And yet a rock is just a rock. It's no big deal. You know, it's nothing to be thought about. Grass, you just chop the shit down. It's not sentient. It doesn't think. It's not feeling what you're doing to it, we presume. Because, of course, none of us can really cite having direct experiences being a rock and feeling or not feeling things. But, you know, we make all of these different choices and these different implicit assertions about what qualifies as this and what qualifies as that, coming straight down to the concept of life and death, ultimately. You know? You're alive and then you're dead, and one of those is preferable to the other, apparently. According to us, anyway. Why? Because we see ourselves as something separate and individualistic from the rock. Because what we have is sentience. And sentience is thought of as, you know, something really marvelous and great and good and lovely, as opposed to what it sort of is equally, at least equally, which is a disease of existence. You know, the condition of sentience is not always pleasant, is it? And the condition of sentience potentially always leads to the formation of ego and id. 65 through here, cruise control on. Do I have the ability to drop the flap on the sunshine? The God rays are beautiful and all, but seeing would be helpful too. In a way, the rock exists more than we do. I'm gonna not see what's going on ahead, and then we're all gonna die. The rock is wiser than us? What? It's by our way of saying ages bring experience. The rock is wiser than us? 70 miles per hour and nobody's doing it. Now it's back down to 65. Pick a fucking speed, Rhodes. Pick a fucking speed already. Holy shit, we're coming in hard. We're coming in hard. Jesus Christ. I just about litho-braked on that one. Paul, I had a coral snake either on, slither on up to my back porch the other day, cut it into 4 pieces so it wouldn't have a chance to harm my girlfriend or his dogs. Try to value life, but I will absolutely put the lives that I love over one that may threaten them. I also keep the grass cut so we don't get more snakes, says Kim Flynn. Well, that's the thing, is like, I'm trying to appeal to the side of you that doesn't take, you know, life serious, or doesn't take other matters, other pieces of existence, other pieces of the universe as seriously as you do, you know, the sentient beings. But when you get down to it, put the fucking parking brake on, please, because I just keep rolling around. There we go. When you get right down to it, once you do acknowledge that everything is one, that all beings are equal, that there's not, that the differences that we have imagined are imagined, or that they're semi-arbitrary, they're subjective, they're created because they suit us and our needs as we are, and match our organs and organelles and the information that we get back. Like, the truth is that life is totally valueless. All things are valueless, you know? There is a correct way, as my Zen master might say, there's a correct way to chop a snake into 4 pieces. And it is with the understanding that the snake is you. That you are no more or less valuable than the snake that you just chopped into 4 pieces. That you are participating in getting a guy pulling out on you. Jesus Christ, buddy. You are... Oh, fuck. Jake brake. Need a little Jake brake there. God damn, the fucking road's changing speeds on me while I'm trying to zen over here. Really hard to zen when you keep changing speeds. I get really frustrated. Can't maintain my zen. You know, the snake is no more or less valuable than you are. So chopping the snake into 4 pieces is like neither here nor there. I need to merge. I need to merge, not in an intersection, as that would be illegal, but this guy apparently has just decided that he doesn't see my turn signal. Little fucker. Get past me, then. Go, go, go. Thank you, dickhead. Ha! Jake brake. Jesus, I must be a millimeter off of his ass right there. Ah. But yeah. The, oh, Jake brakes on. Hit that again. And then we'll be turning right here. You know, nothing in the universe is fundamentally different. Like the idea, people have a big problem with the word God these days. And I understand why. Mainly because God has been, you know, represented as, throughout time, it's been twisted more and more to be like a single entity outside of the self responsible for all things that are. And that definition is not necessarily incorrect, but it's kind of, it's not the best. Not the best representation that we can even make in language. And language isn't the best representation of anything. But, you know, at the end of the day, if you're found denying the concept that all things are one, that there is one set of fucking rules for everything in the cosmos, in the universe, that all things behave in reaction to all things and therefore are not really separate things but one thing, you know, you're not making sense of science, you're not making sense of your religion, you're not making sense of your, you know, spirituality, your opinion. Like, if it isn't that at the end of the day, if everything isn't one, then you've missed a big fucking part of this. And I would say that the reason you've missed a big part of this is because of the disease of sentience. The ego and the id. See, because the ego wants it to be permanent. It wants an effect. It wants a ripple on the surface of a pool of water to be permanent, to last forever. And that's you, your ego, telling you that, you know, I should last forever, that I need to have permanence. And so many decisions are made by human beings, so many poor decisions are made by human beings based on, you know, their service to the ego. And all the ego is ever trying to do is hold desperately onto the concept that it will persist, even though it's just a ripple on the surface of the ocean.
Every time you say ego, I hear Egerlim laughing so hard RN.
Ooh, there's a train coming somewhere. Ah, it's just over there. Thank God we don't have to turn that. Oh, we do have to turn that way. Maybe it'll be past by the time we get up to where we have to turn into it. But, the e-girls, they just want to believe that they'll last forever. And, they're not going to. But the thing is, there is something that lasts forever. And it is the ocean upon which that ripple, you know, takes place. The ripple is just an effect. It's just an event. As is the ego. It's just an event. It's a thing that happens. It happens, and then it stops happening, and it's done. That's how that works. Oh, fuck. It was coming the wrong direction. I was hoping that it was... I thought it was coming from that direction, but it's not. It's fine. You get to see a train pass. Those are always cool. But yeah, it's weird because of all... You think of, like, all the horrible, fucked up things that people do in order to, you know, feel like they made an impact and they are memorable or they will be remembered, and all the bad decisions that are made and all the just awful things that come out of ego and the desperation to persist when you are definitely not something that persists. And then you realize that you are something that persists, just not that little ripple. And it just makes it all the more hilarious and awful. All the more of a really bad joke. You know? That so many people have done so many horrible things trying to make the world make themselves so that it's like, I did a thing, I was here, I am here, I will be forever. People who want to believe that their consciousness goes out of this sentience and this being and all that, and so many things that have been done in order to try and prove this ripple, prove to itself that it is permanent, when underneath the ripple it is permanent. It's like, Jesus, talk about desperation. To prove something that is, you know, but you're so desperate to prove it that you make all of the wrong choices and do all of the stupidest things that you possibly could do. Pawn, the light's green. Was it? Was it green? It was a different light, though. You don't care, dude. I just think that you completely overreacted to a snake in your yard, but hard to say without me being in this situation. Oh god, I've managed to cause derision and derisiveness even after talking about COVID. Just by bringing up the snake in the yard and chopping it into 4 bits. But yeah, because there is, like, scientifically speaking, I say my Zen is of science, and somebody, like, listening to me might have decided, oh, this guy's just fucking giving me some bullshit spirituosity. Like, you know, as I do, surely, you went to school, maybe, and, but surely you've heard about the whole concept that energy can neither be created nor destroyed, right? Right? The reason that an air conditioner has to work the way that it does, it's got to suck the energy out of the air in order to then move it to somewhere else, is because you can't destroy the energy. You can't create the energy either. You can't create an energy in order to make a room cool. You have to move the energies. You can't destroy the heat energy in the room in order to make the room cool. You have to move that energy somewhere else. You have to apply energy that you already have to move that energy elsewhere so that you can acquire the result that you want, because energy can neither be created nor destroyed. Now, we have a whole vast universe here. It's got a lot of energy, and what's important to note there is that none of the energy in the universe was at any point created, because it can't be. So it always has been and always will be, is something to note. From at least from where we're sitting as human beings right now, scientifically speaking, the only viable conclusion to what we know about all of the cosmos is that energy always was and always will be. Every ounce of matter that has come to be in this universe, from the eons of gravitational forces grabbing, slapping, big bangs, and things moving around from here to there, and radioactive thermal in the hearts of stars compressing things down, creating elements of matter. All of that energy was always there and will always be there. The Big Bang did not spawn energy into existence. It did not spawn matter into existence. Well, maybe it spawned the matter into existence in a way of thinking, but it didn't spawn the energy into existence. Okay, are we going to come to a full and complete stop? It's just a fucking railroad track. The energy always was and always will be. Outside of that, you have to arbitrarily believe that there are other rules to the universe that we're not privy to. And, you know, you can choose to believe that, but it is just a belief, and it's kind of, in my view, an unnecessary belief to hold. There's no reason for that, you know? I want to believe in a God who made the universe. Okay, well then, what you need, if you want a God who made the universe, is you're going to need a character, an individual, something that has always been and always will be. Where could we find something that always was and always will be in this universe of ours? Oh, I was just talking about it. I don't see the... Oh, we're here! Oh, and I just want to clean the windshield before we pull in. Don't want to look like a cad. It's not that I accidentally hit P there. Nope, just don't want to embarrass myself. See all the bugs that have been splattering on... Why aren't there bugs in American Truck Simulator? We're driving through the American Southwest. You would have so many fucking... You wouldn't be able to see if you didn't turn the windshield wipers on for all the giant 9-legged monstrosities with fucking needles for noses that suck the blood from your veins, slapping against your windshield as you do. This game is so unrealistic. Oh, shit. That's gonna be a hard one. Let's try a hard one, people. I use the native Indian method of honoring the spirit and consuming its energy in the form of its flesh. Okay? Sure, that works too. But, like, you know, I just want to point out that, like, scientifically speaking, everything that is always was and always will be. You know? Just not in the shape that it's in right now. Not in the event state that it is currently. It won't be that forever. You're not going to be a ripple on the surface of the ocean forever. But you are, you know... Oh, shit, that's... I hit that pole. Let's just back that up. Just back that up a little bit. I took that a little bit fast. And then we'll just pull a little bit smoother around the corner. Yeah, this is going to be a hard one, isn't it? Here's the pole. Pull out. A little bit further. Oh, I'm still going to clip it. Wow, this is going to be a tough one. I wonder if I've got enough room. Ooh, yes. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. We pull in this way, and then we pull over there, and then back her in. Well, maybe not back her in, but we back it around, then we can pull forward. We need to pull a Yui with this semi-truck, you know? It's real easy to do. Check it out. Ooh, Could I actually... I might be able to just pull a full Yui. Oh, yeah. I didn't even need that space. It would have been harder to do it that way, too. This way I could just pull it straight and back it in. And they said this was going to be hard. Fuckers. Lying to me. Trying to make me think I didn't have the skizzles to pay the bizzles. Come on. Come on. But yeah, the identification that we have with a wave, you know, with just an event, a transitory event that is ourselves, our consciousness in this particular state is, you know, stupid. It's stupid, it's unscientific, it's ridiculous, but we base so much of our decisions around it. We're basing them on fear of something that is not to be feared, you know? So strongly identified with your idea of you. But there is a different you. There is more you to you than you have acknowledged. And the you that you... the you that you truly are is eternal, everlasting. It never, you know, it just undergoes different experiences. It's like, yeah, but that's not me. That's not my psyche. That's not my, you know, my identity. That's not where I've been and what I've seen in the friends that I've met along the way and blah, 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 blah. It's like, yeah, that's true. But it is an eternal it is an expression, a momentary expression of an eternal, whoa, my head in there. Hey, oh, no? I'm in close enough? I'm not even satisfied with that. I know you'd let me, but I won't. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. No. I wanna leave it like that for them. It's the guys on the dock, they're gonna be so pissed off at me. I already pissed them off last time I was here. Don't pee out where they take their smoke breaks. It's apparently considered a pretty big insult in dock worker culture. I didn't know. I have apologized with money, and also some of them beat the shit out of me. But that's neither here nor there. Just try not and piss in their waffles. Yeah, Pawn, don't you have an Xbox controller for this? I do have an Xbox 360 controller. Boom! That is a perfect fucking... Look at how lined up that box is. Pay no attention to the cab. I can just pull that away once we put it on the rails. Excellent! I did excellently. Did you see that? They said I'm excellent. And they're right. I'm also eternal everlasting, just as you are. Just as we are all expressions on the face of the Buddha. Ooh, I got an experience point? I've filled up long distance so I can go as far as I could possibly want to go. Alright, fuel economy would be nice. Yeah. High value cargo. Fuel economy. There we go. Make it so I don't gotta stop for gases off. But yeah, the same mechanics of fucking physics are, you know, that create a fucking stone, that create something that you don't think is very important. Fucking grass, you know? Is grass an individual entity? When you cut a single blade of grass, its root system is all intertwined. You can say that all grass is, you know, the big field of grass is like one big entity, and these are all hairs? No, there's more than the hairs. What are these? The arms of it? It's the difference between the one and... you know, the individual, or the all and the individual, the one and the all. It's weird because you could say those, the one is the all. So the difference between the one and the all is nothing, because they are the same. You know, there is no edge to you, there is no boundary to you. Oh, this is the edge of me. No, it's not. Look at electrons on the ends of your fingers, just jumping around, they go off. You touch something, boom, you picked up electrons from that, you left a chunk of yourself, little skin flakes falling off, huh? You're gonna have to dust there later. You have to dust that spot later because that's your skin flakes falling off over there. And that's the matter part of you, before we get into the subatomic part of you, you know? People say when you sit, you're actually floating above the chair because the electrons don't, you know, it's not, it's the magnetic, and so you're actually floating above the chair. But what you could actually say also is that you're merged with the chair, because the electrons and the atoms and the fields and stuff like that, they're all bouncing back and forth with one another. So you could say you've become one with the chair when you sit down on it, because a portion of you is now the chair and a portion of the chair is now you. And that actually translates when you're not sitting on the chair in terms of physics. Because you're merged with the air, the nitrogen and oxygen and whatever else is in the air around here. You're merging with that, you're trading things with that, and the air is trading things with the chair, and isn't it an arbitrary, statement to say, well, I'm not merged with the chair right now because I'm over here, even though my electrons are passing through the air and some of them are landing in the chair. There is no end to what you consider you. You have just chosen to consider yourself a small being that operates, so just a brain inside a big mound of flesh that I don't really want to understand any of it because it's icky and gooey and ooey. But I'm just up here. And that is why I call sentience a bit of a disease. Because that's a lie. You've got a virus that is up here that's telling you that this is you, and maybe this is you, and especially what's down there is you. You really like that part. But then it ends, and the rest of it isn't you. The person over there who's starting to cough because you weren't wearing a mask, and you've already had the virus, and you quarantined yourself for a bit. But why should I wear the mask then? I've already had it. I'm probably fine. Other people, the person over there who's getting your disease, they're not you. Because you're not touching them.
So if there is no end to me, my path forward on what to spend time on should be more global in the sense that I need to consider more than myself. That's smart. I still have no clue. D show love 100.
You're just reminding me that I did not open up the Streamlabs thing today. I'm a fool. Which means these numbers haven't updated, which is probably better. We're probably about to drop a bunch of them. Thank you for the 200 bits, Snowman Olaf. The thing is, though, like, a more and more subtle and more refined understanding of it is like having a global ideal, having a larger ideal than yourself, what to spend time on, global. One, you're thinking too small. It should be cosmic. What you should spend your time on should be cosmic. Because this globe, is that all you're going to be concerned about? Is what's happening on this Earth to these other sentient beings who are kind of like you? It should be cosmic. But really, what it comes down to for me, going to the Zen Center, practicing Zen, sitting in meditation for the tens or hundreds of thousands of hours that I did for 3 years as a monastic student in training, for me, it went exactly the opposite direction, which is to say that my personal life's question of what's worth doing was answered in anything. Because, like, that response, Snowman Olaf, is very natural, and I've had it myself before, to think, like, well, if everything, like, it needs to be larger, it needs to be about more than me, and it needs to be larger than my thoughts about that, it's bigger, bigger, bigger. No, like, that is still plays into, like, how important you are to what's going on, which is an illusion and a lie created by the ego. You're not important to what's going on. You're part of it. We're all part of it. Everything's part of it. Everything is equally important to what's going on, which is to say that nothing's important to what's going on, or everything is important, but it doesn't, like, it's all just happening. And so, like, what in this particular sense, Zen helped me do was answer that life's question of what's worth doing with anything. What do I want to do? I got this life. I'm existing like this. I am exactly as important as every other thing out there. My influence and impact on the cosmos will be whatever it's going to be. And really, that freedom of not feeling responsible for something, for the cosmos, not feeling responsible to do something with my life. I only get one, that kind of concept. I believe in reincarnation, so I'm not worried about that either. I mean, obviously I believe in reincarnation. We're all one. So physically speaking, cosmos-wise, physics-wise, reincarnation is real. Obviously. This not even before you add any spiritual connotations to it, you die, and then the energy that was you is it doesn't go away. It's reincarnated into something else. It takes on form in another way. That's just the fucking fact. But yeah, for me it was liberty to do whatever it was that felt most natural to me, you know? You're born with certain qualities and characteristics, and you find yourself in certain situations, either by putting yourself there or by not laying your hands enough on the steering wheel and just sort of ending up where you are, which is also okay. You know, you can float on the waves or you can swim in the water, direct or indirect. But wherever you are and whatever you are, like, I feel that most people are not doing something that they know they'd like to do, you know? That there's something that's natural inside of you, but maybe it's too small, it's not important enough, it doesn't make me enough money, it doesn't create a secure future for blah 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 blah. It's not valued by society, or it's too big, I can't possibly, like, how would I ever get there? And so, like, you've ruled it out. But, like, when I was 5-6 years old, I started watching stand-up comedy and fucking fell in love with stand-up comedy and loved that shit. And I spent, the next decades of my life doing nothing about it. Even though, from that moment of early age, I was always just enamored with comedy, with language, with words, with performance, with everything that was there. And I did nothing about it for decades. And then I went into a Zen center and, said I'd like to become a Buddhist monk. And 3 years later, they asked me to leave. And I said, okay. Very compliant. Sure, I'll leave. And come out the other side of it. And because I'm free and acting naturally, especially coming out of 3 years of Zen meditation, I'm just letting, like, I don't think that I'm important. I'm not trying to plan for where am I going to be in 5 years. I'm just like, wherever I am, whatever I am, I'm just doing what seems most natural to me in the moment. I'm unsaddled and unbridled with the weight of responsibility for where I'm going, what the world needs now, and what I could do for it. Like, it's not there. I'm here. I'm in this moment. I'm closer to just this moment than I've ever been in my life coming out of a Zen center. And so just naturally, I find myself being drawn into the current that all my life I've been, like, just looking at and doing, not going toward it. But when I stopped trying to fucking stop myself from making a choice or doing something, when I released the idea that whatever I do is going to be incredibly important, it's my life, and if I make the wrong choice, then I've wasted my life, all of that shit, it's just gone. I just naturally, as a magnet is drawn to as drawn to another magnet, let's say, it just happened, and I found myself into YouTube and Twitch and doing this. And you may say, well, you're not being very funny right now. But I'm performing, aren't I? Certainly performing, baby. And it just happened. So for me, it wasn't about it being global.
Okay, now I need therapy. Ah, who am I kidding? We all do. Thank you for the smart words.
And thank you for the cheer. But yeah, for me, it wasn't like, it was almost letting go of the idea of, what I should be doing should be, I didn't need to impress anyone, I didn't need to accomplish anything. And once I didn't need to impress anyone or accomplish anything or set myself up for or go along with the trend of, I gotta have my wife and my kids, my 3-car garage, $120,000 income by age, blah, 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 blah. Once I didn't have any of that, and genuinely didn't have any of that, because you could tell yourself that I'm not about that stuff, but it's still, like, there because you've been fucking just inundated with it from every angle of your life for so long. But when it actually isn't there, you just get pulled in the current of the river to where you should be, So yeah, letting go is what I recommend. Let go to your ideas about who and what you are, and the weight that you stack on your own shoulders, in terms of what you your contribution is needing to be something. You know, in the larger context of just life and existence and everything, the most important thing that you ever do in your life could be a sneeze that changed the air pressure in such a way that on the other side of the world, and then, you know, that kind of a thing. Something you'll never know. And the best thing that you could ever possibly do, that you could imagine being able to do, you might do it, and then, you know, maybe like you become a figure and you reshape the world, and we have an era of peace, and everyone can eat, and everybody's got a home, and everybody's just taken care of, and it turns into a utopia of Star Trek beauty. And then 1,000 years from now, everything goes to shit, and we have 2,000 years of hell that could all be traced back to you creating the 1,000 years of peace. So, you know, like, just fucking float on the river, man. Quit trying to pretend like you can control the river. You're a tiny little, you know, sentient being in little body that you think ends here. You don't have the consciousness to play the games that you're trying to play. Be you. Somebody out there will find themselves magnetically drawn toward, you know, curing cancer. Somebody out there will find themselves magnetically drawn toward saving, you know, toward ending poverty. You have a magnet in you. Where is it pulling you? Stop fucking with it and just let it go and find out who you are. And then once you know, you'll probably already be in the right place. So let it go, just sneeze. If you had to sum it up in one convoluted saying, what would it be? I don't know. Two for Tuesdays at TGI Friday. We're going to take another live stream break, ladies and gentlemen. As we come back, we'll drive another American Truck Sim mission, I think. My magnet says, donate to Paul for wise teaching. Well, it's just, if it's naturally pulling you there, don't fight it. Don't resist the urge. Another live stream break. This wasn't the one that I played last time, was it? No, I didn't play Quantum Jazz. Let's have some jingle jazz from Quantum Jazz. Meet back here in 7 minutes, and we will carry on pawn and not out. Nuh-uh. Hello, I am the Ronan Ball, and welcome back to a twitch.tv/Ronan Ball live stream where we be celebrating. That's not the one. This one. That's the one. 20,000 subscribers on YouTube. Beginning of this live stream, literally, we just hit it. We just hit it. Kind of cool. Kind of cool. It's no big deal. Just 20,000 subs. You know, what are you gonna do? It's just what I do. Just around here, you know. I just. Anyway, we're having a ZENdnesday, talking some Zen, and I wanted to say one more thing about. I was talking about, you know, having something of an internal magnet that kind of just puts you where you're supposed to be when you're supposed to be there. Like, that's what I wanted to say, was that it's where you're supposed to be when you're supposed to be there. That there's no, you know, destination here. When I talk about that I come out of the Zen Center and what do I find my way to just sort of naturally? Well, what I find my way to just sort of naturally ends up being, you know, this, which I've been... Shit, where did we drop that off in? We don't need to leave from Las Vegas. Fuck it. Just give me the highest currency that you possibly... Give me all of the value, price per distance, from the other sorting direction where it's good instead, I think. So this should be short. That's... Is that good or is that bad? I don't know. 2018, 2043. This is bad. I'm sorting in the wrong direction. 2273, 16,000 to go from... Wow, that's a long friggin' drive. Fresno to show low. How low? Show low. Show low, you can't hear it. I talk about... That's fucking cool. I talk about going to, you know, the Zen Center, coming out, and then finally, like, getting into something that is around entertaining and comedy that I, you know, was enthralled with since a child. And you could say, you finally found where you were supposed to be. Didn't really need to go to a Zen Center in order to do all that. Yes, I did. You know, that's the thing, is, like, this isn't a destination. YouTube and Twitch is not a destination. I've gone the wrong way. Oh, goody. Oh, God, I didn't look at the map. Shimata. I've done this very poorly. This isn't a destination. YouTube and Twitch isn't a destination. Nothing is a destination. It's where you're supposed to be, or where you need to be when you need to be there. Okay, I hit my own trailer. Well, it was necessary, because it got us to Jackknife. It got us to turn around. And go in the correct direction. See, just where I had to be right when I had to be there. But, like, in order to have the fucking balls and the awareness of myself, I'm going in the wrong direction again. Look at your fucking map, Paw. So we'll just hit this guy. Slow down, don't hit the fence. Please don't hit the fence. Another Yui. Another Yui. I had to go to the Zen Center to be able to recognize, like, just to get clear. I had other shit that I needed to take care of, you know? I couldn't have, like, done this. I was still dealing with a bunch of shit. And then I had to start doing this in order to, you know, get to the point where I could do this. Yeah. You have to go through all of the steps. And, you know, I don't want to invoke Scientology here. I know I'm using the word clear a lot, but... you know, I almost look at life as a just this sentient life anyway. It's just a matter of processing the shit that you've got wedged into yourself, you know? That you wedged into yourself, that somebody else wedged into you, that society, that culture, but like it's processing. And in order to get to step 12, you got to go through steps 1 through 11. You got to work it all out. But, yeah, I've come to, and the other thing that I want to say is there are times and places in your life where there just doesn't seem like there's a place for you to be, where it just doesn't seem like there's a thing for you to do, where it's like, I need to make decisions about my life, where's my life headed, where am I going? And those are the times, what you need to do is shut the fuck up and just enjoy life. Like, you don't need to fucking plan for the future, be ready for tomorrow, set everything up so that this, that, or the other thing, no. What are you doing? Like, you don't feel like you need to be anywhere right now? Then just don't be anywhere right now, you know? Maybe, and sometimes feeling, you know, if you've got that feeling of just like anxiousness that you're not anywhere, you're not doing anything, well then that anxiousness is what's going to drive you out to do something. Maybe not what you're supposed to be doing, because there's no supposed to be. But you're going to go and you're going to be somewhere, and that's going to, like, inform the rest of what comes. Just fucking go. Float down the river, people. Let it take you. You are not important. President of the United States of America, not fucking important. There ain't no one or nothing that's important any more than everything and everyone is. And that's the point, is to get over your self, your idea of self. When you're free from the self, you'll just be, you'll just do, it'll just happen, you know? It ain't a thing. So Jim had to order that pizza to learn how actions affect others. And not only that, Jim had to order that pizza and then had to come here and openly admit to having ordered the pizza and all the things that he did afterwards. Like, he could have just ordered the pizza and then not said anything about it when he found it, but he had to come here and share it. And why did he have to come here and share it? Well, because then he had to hear me, and I had to then shout at him for, are you fucking kidding me? You never worked in the service industry before? You have no idea, you know, that kind of thing. Where does it tell me if cruise control is on? There it is. I can see it now. Now I know where it is. I see President Trump is a very important piece in restructuring USA away from lobbying. I see President Trump as the least important figure that humanity has ever known, in a place that, like, Trump in office as the president is because it's part of our processing shit, you know? There is your individual shit that you gotta process, and then there is your societal collective processing. And this is like the horrible fucking, the just giant goddamn open sore on the face of American culture that we've been pretending isn't there, haven't been doing anything about. It's just seeping pus and fucking maggots are growing in it. And everybody's been looking at it going, Jesus, are you guys ever gonna fucking do something about that? This is fucked up, my God. You know, there's other people are now starting to get pus maggots on their face, transcommunicable diseases. You know, pretty sure America's fucking egotism is why we've got coronavirus. There I said it. I've heard all the conspiracy theories about China and governments and shit like that. Nope, it's just, you know, the globe naturally reacting to, you know, the Mother Nature naturally responding to an excess of Americanism is how this came about. So sorry to the rest of the world, it was our fault. But yeah, like, he is less about him than he is about us. Him being who he is a product of our culture, which is fucked. And, you know, having him in the position that he's in, now we finally have to, like, face up to our culture. Our roost chickens have come home to roost, you know? And yeah, now there's, like, and if we choose to just let that be what it was and it's no big deal and we won't fix anything and, you know, hey, let's give him a second fucking term, then everything that comes from there will be part of our, you know, clearing out process. It'll be that waking up in the morning, you know, after you just hit the bong really hard last night, you spend the first couple hours just hawking up loogies and shit. It'll be our prolonged 8-year loogie hawk if this country chooses to give him another fucking 4. But that's all it'll be, you know? It's shit that we had to deal with. It's shit that we had to go through. It's like it has to get worse before it gets better thing. You have to see just what it is. Just what it is. Just what you're... Ah, fuck, I missed my exit. Just what you've been doing, and what you've chosen just not to address causes. You want me to just keep going forward? Because I could get off here, spin around right now. Well, apparently this is the better way to go. If I've missed my exit, just hit the next one. Alright, it's fine. We can do that, no big deal. The horror that provokes a change, yeah. You know? It's, I don't know how many, like, unclean spaces I have maintained in my life, and many just problematic scenarios and stuff. I'll tell you a little something about me. For most of the jobs that I ever had, I never quit them. Did I quit them? Maybe I quit them, but I quit them because I, like, put everyone around me in the position of either... Was I fired ever? I can't even remember now. I can't even tell you one way or the other. You should probably look before you turn against... Well, I didn't, and it worked out just fine. Did it, though? There you go. I jumped that because I didn't want to hit the ambulance. I thought that would be a little bit rude. I jumped the curb. But I had a tendency to basically, when I was sick of something, when I was clearly fucking done, I'm just done, you know? I'm not, I can't enjoy this anymore, I should be leaving, I'm not, no, I don't need the fucking money this bad. Instead, I would just, like, bide my time and get, you know, worse and worse and worse attitude toward everything and everyone, and talk more to my co-workers about how this place is just fucked up, stupid, like the way that they do things here or there, the other thing. I'd just make it worse and worse and worse and worse until... You know, somebody said you should probably leave. I always did it.
As ex-paramedic, I have to say thank you for not hitting the ambulance 3.
You're welcome, Snowman Olaf. Doctor, I'm very sick. I think I might be a hypochondriac. Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty powerful disease to have right there. I would be worried about it myself as well. Kidding. But yeah, that was always my tendency, and watch out for that in your own, like, relationships and things, in interpersonal family relationships as well as, like, romantic relationships. Isn't it more often the way that we just kind of suffer abuse in situations that aren't working out in bad environments than do anything about it, when all that you need to do about it is leave, you know? Just don't be there anymore. But it's so convenient, stuck in your rut. This is just what it is. This is just what I do. This is... And you just stay there. And what do you do then while you stay there? Well, you make things worse and worse and worse and worse for you and everyone around you. If we're talking a romantic relationship, for the person or people, you know, depending on how many partners you like to have at once. You make everything worse and worse and worse for both you. You're no longer having fun, but now everyone around you isn't having fun either. And it's just shittier and shittier and shittier until it comes to a head, and then things explode and people yell. And then it's over. And it ends on the worst possible fucking note. When, you know, 2 weeks before then, you could have been like, you know what, this is not working. This doesn't make any sense. You know what? I'm just going to call it. I'm going to call it here. I need a change of scenery. you know, we need space from one another, this isn't it. And then that's how it would have ended, and you'd still have, you know, friends, and, you know, you wouldn't have to put yourself or other people through suffering. But more often than not, don't fucking tell me it isn't this way. We just let things be fucked. Because we're used to them being fucked in the way that they're currently fucked. Okay, there's magic shadows that pass through bridges. I just learned that about this game. But, yeah. All of that, whenever that happens, it is you processing some shit. Like, you have to process the fucking shit to the point where you have to make those mistakes so many times to, you know, however many times it is for you, to realize what you're doing. And the bad choices that you're making, the bad decisions that you're making, the issues and the difficulties that you're putting the other people around you through. And, yeah. Like, you have to go through all of that. And then in order to, like, wake up one day and realize, Jesus Christ, what the fuck am I doing? You know? I just changed things. If I just went downstairs and cleaned the fucking cat litter, then I wouldn't be sitting here going, God damn it, why does it smell like cat feces around here so much? Change it, you know? I have a problem before Lady Pawn joined my life. You know, I had that problem of not going downstairs to clean the goddamn litter box. Litter box needs cleaned, but it's downstairs. And having the condition that I have, chronic fatigue syndrome, like, choosing to go downstairs is a choice that, you know, it's painful, and it might sap my energy so much that I pay for it for hours or days to come, depending on how bad things are. So, like, climbing a flight of stairs was a decision that I was, you know, making in CFS and things like that. And, you know, what I could have done, what I thought about doing a whole bunch was, you know, one day... Oh, God, no! Oh, he made it across, thank God. Decision, you know, that I thought about making someday and never fucking did, though, was just, like, one day when you've got energy and you're feeling strong, go downstairs, pick up the litter box, bring it upstairs, and put it... you know, where you don't have to go down the stairs anymore. That's all you gotta do. Never fucking did it. Never fucking did it. You want a real Zen story? A story of, like, being at the Zen Center and... what are we doing? We're 50 right now? No, faster. A real story at the Zen Center. We put in, and I may have told this story before, but one of the students put in, because we were always loading things up to go to market with. We, you know, ran a commercial business out of the Zen Center to help, you know, pay the bills and that sort of a thing. And the commercial business was preparing raw, nutritious... Oh, Jesus Christ, it's a whole flock of them! Oh, I killed at least 3. That's 4. Oh, 5. That's a family taken out. What are you gonna do? Providing nutritious raw foods that we dehydrated in our commercial kitchen, licensed commercial kitchen, and selling them at Detroit's Eastern Market. And so we were always loading things, loading tubs and vats, just things that we were taking to market in and out to, like, a truck or a van or something pulled up to the front door of the Zen Center. And the way that we held the door open was we had this wrought iron gate on, like, a retaining wall, on a wall, a stone wall that was at the edge of the property, and we would pull that in, and then we would open the other door, and we'd set the gate against the door handle, which was fine, worked absolutely perfectly, but, you know, it was beating up on the door handle. It was beating up on the door, really, and scratching and that sort of a thing. And it was fine, it worked fine, but one of the Zen students saw that and said, you know, we could just put in a kickstand. Maybe it was even me who said, what if we just put a kickstand out there? Maybe I just suggested that. But another one of the students was the one who actually put the kickstand onto the door. I think maybe we had gotten a new door, and that's what prompted this all, was that we knew that the last one had chewed up the old one. We got a new door. I can't remember. But so he put a kickstand on the door, and he put it in a place where it didn't actually do the job. It wouldn't hold the door open. It needed to be lower. It didn't actually hit the fucking ground, so we couldn't... use it, and that was sort of the start of the curse of this door, because once we had done that, I think maybe what happened was, whoa, 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 what are we doing? What are we doing? We're all slowing down? Why are we slowing down? What's going on? Huh? What is this? Just slow. Oh, it's merging. We're merging. I didn't realize. So maybe, like, because the kickstand didn't work and it was just an unsightly thing, maybe we took it back off, and now we had holes in our brand new door. And maybe that was the insight. I might be making all of this up. Suffice it to say that we came to putting in a kick panel on the door for one reason or another. And just drilled that into place. Again, another Zen student took care of that. The guy who was kind of acting as the handyman kind of dude came over, drilled in to the new door, a nice little kickstand. There it was on. After a couple of weeks, the kickstand started to pull away. The screws were, you know, at least on one side, they were pulling themselves out. And so the kick plate was starting to pull out. And it was just sort of hanging there more and more. And for weeks, I watched that thing. Every time I came in and out of the Zen Center, I'd look down at that little kick plate and I'd see it hanging out and be like, something's got to be done about that. But for the fucking life of me, I swear, I could not imagine what you would do about that. Which would be, you know, tighten the fucking screws. Maybe put another screw in if the one hole has been, you know, bored open and it's just not enough anymore to hold it. But I was like, God, somebody's got to do something about that. And I did nothing about it. And eventually, the Zen master came to me, so I must have been in charge of things at that point, and said, have you seen the kick plate on the door? Like, yeah. He's like, you know it's hanging, right? Like, yeah. He's like, you gonna do something about that? Like, I don't know what to do soon. He's like, just fucking tighten the screws, or, you know, he just said it. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's all you gotta do. I was living in this fucking headspace where I just couldn't imagine it. Couldn't imagine what you would do to fix that scenario. It's falling off, the screws need to be tightened. How the fuck would I do anything about it? And, like, I needed to have that experience. I feel like in my Zenned out state at the Zen Center, I feel like there was a part of me that was preventing my mind from making that simple connection and actually doing something about it. Because I needed to fucking learn. I needed to, like, see that example of that going on, to identify the behavior in myself that had been going on for years, which was to, like, blind myself to things that were problems, that I knew had solutions, that I knew how to fix, and so that I wouldn't actually have to, like, get up and fucking fix them. And it was really that kick plate that made me really reflect on, you know, every job I've ever had. I just waited till things got bad enough and then I left or was fired. I can't remember how that actually played out. But I just made it so fucking bad, you know? How relationships with certain people just needed to be fucking ended, but I just stayed in them and kept going with them to my own detriment, as well as, you know, the person that was also in the relationship. And I don't just mean romantic. I would say family, more than anything. Like, and also, like, situations where it's not necessarily that you need to leave, but you need to fucking say something about it. You need to, like, make them aware of this situation isn't right. You can't fucking treat me like that. This isn't tenable. Like, I'm not gonna pretend like I'm still a child and you're the elder here when you're being the shitty person who needs to be fucking corrected. Like, you know, just addressing the things that are problematic and have issues in your life. Oh, I almost missed this one too. And I've only got one hand on the wheel. God damn it, it's hard to drive while you're drinking. Can't find my cup holder. Where's my cigarettes? Ugh. I do have to merge over, okay? I don't think that that's a very good design, by the way. Road engineers in the state that we're supposedly driving in. 2 lanes that merge to one as it merges onto a highway. I'm thinking maybe pour some more concrete.
Be sure to pick up a case beer and some beef jerky on your way home.
Ooh, yes, beef jerky on a road trip. That's good. That's good. Wanted, Ronan Pawn, murdered family of 5 tumbleweeds. But yeah, so I'm not saying, like, life is easy, you know, with the whole idea of let your magnet pull you where you're supposed to be. Thank you for the cheer, Jermaine. I'm not saying it's easy or it's, you know, but, like, let your fucking magnet pull you where you need to be. Stop fucking getting in your own way. Things happen naturally if you let them. Oh, gee, I meant to change. There we go. Just signal, and then we're in that lane. Things happen naturally. You know, if you've got a problem in a scenario, then things are going to change. You can't carry around vitriol and hostility for someone or something without it eventually, like, boiling out and bubbling over in some way or another. You can't change the way that you feel. You can't change how you think. You can change your behavior, though. So, you know, if you are developing animosity towards something or someone, you know, remove yourself from that scenario or attempt to address the animosity before it turns into something that has to boil out in an uncontrolled manner. If you don't deal with it, it will be there. And if you do... Ooh, plane coming overhead. I saw him in the rear view.
Oh, that's cool.
Crop duster. Don't spray me. I already got enough carcinogens. All the cigarettes and beef jerky and road beer. You know, if you do boil over, that's just going to be part of your lesson. You know, you let it boil over. Sooner or later, hopefully, you eventually realize, I just keep letting things boil over instead of addressing them when they're not fucking on fire, you know? You start to see a little bit of smoke. Hey, I think I'll turn the burner off, instead of going, that's curious. And then just going about your business until you see the fire, and then you see the fire, and then you go, oh shit, somebody needs to do something about that, and then you go into the other room and crack another one. Okay, I need to pull in at the way station. Got it. Last time I did it, didn't matter. You still fucking took money from me. Next way station coming up ahead here. But, you know, regardless of whether or not you let it boil over or don't let it boil over, that is part of your process. You know, it happens naturally. A small child puts their hand onto the surface of something that's very hot, and that happens naturally because they're curious, and they put their hand there, and then it hurts, as long as there's not something wrong with their ability to feel. And then they go, ow, and they pull their hand away, naturally, and there you have it. You know, you learned something. And throughout your life, you will have to put your hand on a lot of burners to fucking learn something, and the more experience that you have, the more wisdom that you put between you and life. Can I come out on the road? Thank you. Thank you. Yes. The more you might just, you know, not have to put your hand on the burner in order to realize that it's hot. I feel less bad. I was mostly on prescribed opioids during what time? What are we talking about? I know I have not been around for a while, hiding in the corner full of shame, but since when is there a lady pawn? About a month ago. About a month ago, Sister Macy. It might be a month and a half now, but yeah, it's... Lady Pawn. But yeah, like, the reason why I didn't go from a 5-year-old who was enamored with comedy to a, you know, comedian, why I didn't, like, spend high school sneaking out to do stand-up routines, why as soon as I was out on my own, I didn't, you know, like, I went to college instead of heading to, I don't know, LA to hit the bars and try and develop my set, was because I wasn't ready. You know, the reason why I fucking became a homeless person, wandering disciple of Jesus Christ for a period. Hey, was that a cop, or just did he leave his bike? Somebody get killed out here? Did somebody kill a cop and the bike's sitting back there and I'm not reporting it to the authorities? What are you gonna do? I'm too busy beef jerky, zen, and beer on the road. Helicopter? Is this going to be of an accident or something? Why would there be a helicopter out in the middle of... Yes, it's an accident. Oh, I love this fucking game. I love how many... Just the little subtleties. That was a fucking downed plane? This is a downed plane. That was the plane we saw earlier. We saw that plane. It wasn't. Ours was like a bi-wing kind of thing, but... Telling stories on the highway? What was I saying? Something. The reason why I didn't go straight into comedy, I wasn't ready. I ended up fucking, I'm searching for meaning, searching for, like, something to tell me what is worth doing in this fucking life. I can go tell stupid jokes for a living. What the fucking purpose of that is? I got all these smarts, all these smarticles, all these intelligences. I could study any of these fields and, be competent in any one of them. Should I fucking become a terrorist and fight back against George W. Bush years of fucking Patriot Act? What should I do? What's worth, and all these fucking inner conflicts. I had too much goddamn mind energy bouncing around because I was so worried about where I was supposed to be and what I was supposed to be doing and what's worth doing, and I needed to deal with that. And that's how I end up, homeless on the fucking side of the road, thumbing my way to, from Kansas to Tennessee for Thanksgiving. As, a so-called disciple of Christ, as a self-titled disciple of Jesus Christ at the time, because I had that shit. I needed to work through some shit. Needed to deal with that, and that's how I end up at the Zen Center, is having been there, walked that road, and it still wasn't enough. I was putting it outside of myself, still, Putting the idea of happiness and peace and truth and light, I was putting it outside of myself in the notion of God. I never had an idea of, God necessarily as a creator God kind of thing, but there was still something lacking, and what was lacking was the acknowledgement of what I'm seeking is me. And that's how I end up in a fucking Zen center. And then get some Zen, get some fucking clarity, get some fucking purpose. Well, not some purpose. Some lack of purpose. And then when I'm let loose, I really have nowhere to be and nothing to do. So I end up moving in with my mom because she has a condition that's, she's in a much worse state than I am right now, Sjogren's syndrome. And at that time, she's living alone, and I just got the feeling like she was not long for this world if she just stayed alone and stayed in that house and just didn't have any reason to get up in the morning, didn't have any reason to do anything other than to feed the animals and get back in bed. And so I, moved in with her to try and help her get her health together with some better eating practices and, just putting some more nutrition in and just giving her a reason to get up in the day with me being there and having someone to live for. Life is so much easier to live when you have someone or something to live for. And being in the kind of pain that she was in and is still in, it's easier when there's no one around to just fucking stay home, just stay in bed. So yeah, I moved in there for that reason. Got a job in order to, not have her footing my bills. Became a janitor. Got the money going in. Chose that line of work specifically because I was coming out of a Zen center, and ooh, I can do 75 now? Ah, we must have crossed into another state and I didn't see it. Because I have the assumption that whatever state we were in, trucks just aren't allowed to drive faster than 55. So, moving with my mom, then get the job to be able to pay the bills, and chose that job because I was coming out of a Zen center, and the idea in a Zen center was, keep your fucking work straightforward and simple, and don't turn it into a whole bunch of headful nonsense if you're going to be practicing Zen. If your head full of shit, get lost in a whole bunch of intellectual nonsense when you're seeking to better understand the nature of reality, because it's all just going to serve as distractions to that greater goal. So, decided to carry on with that, get myself a job as a janitor, made almost as much money as I've ever made in my life as a janitor. I think the most money that I ever made was as a newspaper delivery guy, delivering newspapers in the middle of the night because I was an independent contractor and I had 400 some customers. Yeah, 400 and some customers delivered nightly, and I think I banked $20-some thousand in a year and then didn't pay the taxes on it. Which came back not to bite me, but was just there. That happened well before the Zen Center. I never heard about it. Went into the Zen Center, was a monk for 3 years, never got a letter, notice, or anything. Came out, started working again. Now they knew where I lived. IRS sends me a letter saying, you owe us $3,000 for back taxes that you didn't pay and didn't file, and there's all these penalty fees and stuff like that. And I went, okay, how long has it been since that? Oh, is that many years? Let me just look up how many years it is before you can't collect on it anymore. Ah, so if I just wait one more year, you can't collect on it at all? They took 2 of my, tax refunds to go toward that bill, and then it just disappeared because they couldn't collect on it anymore. But, you know, I took that job for that reason, and then while I was doing that job, because I wanted a way to, be able to get email and stuff like that, I got a tablet. Get email, not just email, but, be able to watch YouTube, or, you know, just wanted to have some kind of access to the internet. I didn't have a computer coming out of the Zen Center. I had nothing. I didn't own anything while I was in the Zen Center, and I continued to not own anything after I left the Zen Center. That's how ownership works. So, yeah. I got a little tablet for $150 or something back then, and I started watching YouTube, and I found Nerd Cubed, and I found Harvey, HOC Gaming. Nerd Cube's just doing his Minecraft, and it was very apparent to me what he was doing as soon as I started watching. What Dan Hardcastle was doing was all about playing the video game. It didn't really matter what the video game was. He was playing the game as a painter uses a canvas. The game was the canvas. Didn't really matter. I'm just gonna move. Ooh. Okay, you go past. Oh god, we are slowing down. Yep. Why are you so with the brakes? Fucking bus. Now we all have to go this slow because you ate all my speed. Dipshit. But, yeah, I saw what Nerd Cubed was doing, and I think introduced me to Martin in the Littlewood, and just started finding other YouTubers, eventually Game Grumps and stuff like that, and the ones that, most inspired me, Dan most inspired me because it was so clear to me that it didn't really matter that he was playing video games and making jokes. He was just, you know, video games happened to be the venue. YouTube happened to be the venue. And I realized that that was a thing you could do. And when I realized that was a thing you could do, I was like, oh god, I would love to start doing that. It just felt right. And I had this desire to have a computer. And I will be honest with you, having hours in Zen and having developed various spiritual powers, I know we need gas. I haven't been paying attention, but I'm now paying attention. I didn't see a gas station there. Having various spiritual powers, I kind of put the energy out there that I want a computer so that I could do these things that I see the YouTubers doing. And within a week of me declaring that to myself and to the cosmos and putting the energy out there, one of the places that I was cleaning as a janitor that did architectural CAD work, so had some pretty powerful PCs for the times and for the days with some pretty powerful fuck. Just pull up to the side of the road. Are you kidding me? You stopped that quickly. Bullshit. Bullshit. That's not how that works. I'm out of fuel. Well then, I don't know how to call for fuel. F7.
I'm surprised you need gas with the amount you rant. All that hot air should be enough, gas should be enough for a lifetime.
How did I run out? Emergency refueling. Give me my engine. Turn my headlights on. Turn my headlight... Engine. Okay. They refueled me. Didn't need a tow truck. Just needed somebody to come out and give me some fuel. Yeah, I'm coming out. confuse the shit out of everybody, hit all the signals, and make them all slam their brakes on. Turn the fucking lights on, like I told you 2 minutes ago. Put the signal out into the universe, and within 2 weeks, week or 2 weeks, they threw out actually like 4 or 5 PCs, all of which had serious fucking graphics cards in them. I grabbed them all and built 2 or 3 computers out of them. One for someone who I worked with on the, like my boss, on the janitor crew, one for me, and maybe just had the extra parts, or maybe one for my mom. I don't know what I did, but I built computers, and boom, I had a computer capable of recording me playing Kerbal Space Program and the things that I had been watching other people play that I was interested in, and thus was born my YouTube channel. And I gotta say, this is spiritual hippy-dippy voodoo nonsense. Woo, is what it is. But I gotta say, give me a F5 for a larger view. Thank you. Oh, and there's gas. That's as far as I needed to go. It was right up here. I could have gotten some fucking gas. God damn. I gotta say, though, is this the view? Alright, whatever. There we go. What do I gotta say? I gotta say that, and I feel having the Zen training helps a bit with this. You can't just put out that I want this into the universe and it's going to happen, but you kind of can. If you have an energy, if you have a will, if you have a desire to make something happen, or for something to happen, just acknowledging that desire, and not being desperate about it, not being like, oh, if only, not putting your hands together for prayer, you know, not like desperation, but just putting the energy out that this is what I would like to happen helps. I have recently, in the past, like, I want to say 3 months, I have started not putting out, like, the desperate want of, like, more income. I haven't put out the desperate want for affection, for someone to come into my life, but I feel like what I would call it is I have allowed myself the possibility of that happening. You know? I decided openly, and with the universe in earshot, so to speak, that I would allow myself to, like, make more money. Not, I haven't done things to go out and make more money. I just kept doing it, but just like the will to be like, to have more confidence in my income. I'm going to allow myself, instead of living so threadbare and so next to the thing, I'm open to the possibility of making an income that is near what other people would call poverty, instead of what I barely scrape by on. Because I've always had that kind of, what do you call that? Where the vow of poverty kind of thing. It's always kind of been there for me, to a certain extent. It just feels right. Like, in a world where so many people have so little, and I'm living in a country where everybody's got too much, and demands and expects too much, and can't be bothered to put on a fucking mask when there's a global pandemic, because I'm being uncomfortable slightly. You know, what? Oh, the emergency refueling doesn't last? Okay. I thought, I didn't, alright. Just give me another, I thought I could have stopped at but I didn't. And yeah, go ahead and do it again, 262 in 30 minutes. Yeah, no, it's fine. I thought, you know, if you're coming out with the fuel, then you just give me fuel. I wasn't. Five from there. Engine back on. Lights. 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 Go. And we're pulling out. I'll stop and get gas this time. But I really do think that there is, you know, there's something to that. And, you know, you could just say that it's completely internal, that there's no universe or cosmos listening. But that's, again, a disacknowledgement of the interconnection of everything. That there is a you separate from everything else. Like, your will and the universe are one. You know, you are of the will of the universe that you exist, and your will in the universe applies. Like, all of these energies are moving back and forth and interrelating, and if you put out, you know, if you're open with yourself about what you want, and fair with yourself, and your, you know, requests are reasonable, not, I want to win the lottery, but just, like, allowing yourself to have a certain kind of existence, the cosmos is willing to abide.
I saw a video that said Detroit's murder rate is double that of Iraq. Maybe a little desire for safety wouldn't be a bad thing.
How is it that I'm getting tired? I have twice had a chance to nap for 30 minutes while they were bringing me fuel that I forgot to get myself. That I didn't realize I needed to get after they fueled me. What? A desire for there to be peace in Detroit. See, now that's a bit outside of my... That there's too many people's desire for there not to be peace in Detroit for my desire to overwhelm their desire. Okay? Not, like, that's you want me to, ask to win the lotto, the Powerball. No, it's not fair. I can't have an expectation of that. But I'm telling you, in the past 3 months, you know, the two things that I have, like, allowed myself to be open to was I should make more money. I should be able to make more money. Like, I should be comfortable with making more money. I should have some fucking financial security or a sense of financial security in my life. And I, you know, need someone else in my life, you know? Wouldn't that be nice? And in the middle of a global pandemic where you can't date, you can't go out, you can't meet new people, you can meet somebody online, but what are you gonna do? You're gonna fucking FaceTime with them? Because when are you gonna make the decision to jump the boundary to go out and, like, meet them, and then you can't meet them in a place? What, one of you is gonna come to the other's house? And it's kind of scary, isn't it, if you don't know who the fuck this person is? Like, all of that being a factor in that time, regardless, you know, I'm now making enough money. I'm looking at my, like, monthly income and going, holy shit, I'm making 700 and 800, and I'm making, like, and most people would say, how are you even living on that? That's below poverty level. And you're right. But to me, that's like, ooh, I can afford to, you know, order out. Making like $800 a month, which is sad. But that has happened only recently, and now I do have I feel financially secure. I have an income that is reasonable, and I have enough money that that if things, you know, change for a couple of months, I will be fine. Like, that all sorted itself out, and simultaneously, fuck you! There wasn't any place for gas in there while we were traveling. There was not a single place for gas. I'm getting tired. Could I sleep? Would you give me the option to sleep? I've pulled off to the side of the road like truckers do very often. Is there a sleep button? I can't. Oh, I hit the 7 button, not F7. F7, and then F7. I don't know. F7, and then what do I do now? F7. And then enter, and then more emergency refueling. Yep. 800 is my rent, says the Light Guy 89. I know. 800 is, yeah. And that's pretty reasonable rent, like a studio apartment at this point. You know, trying to find any place that you can rent for less than $650 is kind of tough, and you can find them, but they don't tend to be the nicest places to rent. Alright, we're getting off, again, out of fuel when we're this close to fucking fuel. This isn't my truck, I don't fucking care. If we're close, I'll just deliver it with no fuel in it. Fuck these people. Pawn, you need to buy a sleeper rig if you want to have a sleep button. There's a thing back there. Well, wait, maybe there isn't. We might have changed trucks, and this one doesn't have a place to sleep. But I could go straight across and hit the gas station, but I no. Go on, friend. Go on, friend. There's gasoline up ahead on the left. On the left? On the left. I think it's on the left. I'm reading this map right. Holbrook! Welcome to Holbrook, everybody. But, yeah, just, you know, think about that. Think about that. You know, what you choose to do in your behavior is the most effective expression of your will. But your will starts with, you know, your will. So, declare to yourself and to, you know, whatever gods you believe in. Just declare to yourself and outwardly what you want and allow yourself. More importantly, I would say, to me, it was about, like, allowing myself the freedom to feel like I deserve that. And what happened? You know, I met a girl in a time where you can't meet anybody. Where the fuck is this goddamn gas station? It says gas down there, but I need gas. I need the fucking gas. I don't understand, but I'm pulling into this bar. Pulling off the road anyway, apparently. People do this all the time in trucks. I see him. Whoa. Whoa! Perfect. With the Jake brake, I slammed it on just in time. Pull it around. You gotta get to that gas station. And there's a place to sleep, too. I'll probably pass out at the wheel before we get to the place to sleep, but...
What if you think you don't deserve that?
Then that's... you gotta work on that. Or, you know, maybe you're right. Maybe you're an awful person. I mean, that's what I'm saying is, you know, it's all an evolution. Get to the fucking point. You know, if it's what you want, if you're willing to, like, allow yourself it, then declare it to the cosmos. Declare it to yourself, declare it to the cosmos. I don't need to fill the whole damn thing up, do I? How far are we to our destination? We might be... Jesus Christ, just end already. Been here too goddamn long. Am I filling? I'm holding the enter button. Yeah, it's filling. Alright, let's get out of here. And go have a nap. I know my fuel expenses are covered by my employer. Why do you think that I spend so freely? Alright, so I believe what I want to do is go this way, end of town, swing left. And then we can go have a nap at a place. But yeah, that's the most, like, that's my biggest hippy dippy voodoo nonsensey kind of thing that I'm gonna say in my dharma of my otherwise science dharma here is that acknowledge the power of will and declare what it is that you seek. I get a violation for sleep. I'm literally driving to the every fucking, you know what? Fuck you. Fuck you. That's for you, alright? That's my 160. I fucking bought that for my 160. That's what I get. Get out and take it home with me now. Fucking balls. What is this? Can I park there? It looks like a parking space. Following key to stop the engine. Well, let me get off the road first, maybe. I might be late delivering this, but, fuck 'em. Can't really see what I'm backing into. Ah, it's just a power pole. It'll be fine. No, what are you doing? Well, I'm steering backwards, and it's not easy. Whoa! I'm just gonna stop, because I'm pretty sure that power pole was about to smack me. Let's just pull forward. Forward, get back out on the road. What is it? What was the button? I remember, I know that there are buttons here. F8. No short messages. F6. Oh, it tells me when the next rest stops are and everything. I'm expected Saturday 11:32. It is Saturday at 10:25. Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. Alright, we're just gonna have to gun it from here on out. So that being the case, I'm gonna take this wide and fast. That was greenish. I'm in a hurry. I gotta get these whatever it is that I'm carrying to the place. No fucking trains. I would just have to push it out of my way. But we can't do 35. I can't drive 35. I can't. Gotta get there. Only got an hour to do it. And an hour of in-game time is what we be talking about. The way you drive, I'm sure you don't have CDL. You don't know me. I'm a verified, licensed computer repair technician, A+ certified. You don't know me. So, let's talk Kerbal. Because I spent the last day and a half playing Kerbal, and I had a lot of fun building ships, you know, the way that I wanted to. Thank God that I was playing in normal mode, because it felt a little bit better doing, like, reverts, and I ran into, you know, a ship that, because there was a fucking tiny flag on it, the aerodynamics were fucked up so much that it wouldn't fly. Spent 45 minutes launching that thing, ripping things off of it, but I quite enjoyed myself playing in a normalish mode. I will let you guys know. Oh, Insights, gifting a sub to On to Edge. Thank you so much, Insights. And On to Edge, welcome back to the giant phallus organization of mammals with huge cocks. Huge Cock Club, HCC. So, and having fun, I'll let you know this, too. We are going to finish the subscriber challenge for Kerbal Space Program, which was to play in hard mode to the surface of Duna. We are going to finish in that hard mode save. Fuck it, I stopped. Right on red. Right on red. Legal in America, baby. Legal in America. I know my rights. We're going to finish, but I have gone into my persistent file. Persistent.cf, whatever it is, the persistent file, and I did change the communications back to 100% instead of 65%, to a 1.0 instead, or yeah, 1.0 instead of a 0.65. I'm so sick of dealing with the fucking unbalanced, ridiculous ComNet in hard mode, and I completely fucking disagree with, like, here's the thing. You don't, in the physics simulator there, you definitely don't, like, change aerodynamics, right? You know, regardless of if it's difficult to get, you don't change the way that aerodynamics impact the ship. Just like you don't change, you need to go pawn. I went while it was green. Ah, fuck it. I shouldn't have stopped in the first place. What am I thinking? I'm in a hurry. I'm in a hurry, I gotta get where I'm going. Fuck it. I'm not abiding your speed limits. I'm not stopping for shit. I'm gonna go. No more stopping. You don't change aerodynamics, you don't change physics, you don't change, you know, to make it easier for the player, and you don't change the speed of light either, which is how I feel about the adjustments to the comm system. You know, you're literally redefining how electrons behave in a vacuum. You're fucking with the speed of light in order to create a gameplay challenge that completely unbalances the game. And I just disagree with that. I didn't think that they could have possibly, the whole time that we were doing that, I didn't think that that they had fucked with the comm system like that, because that was my assumption, that you don't fuck with that, right? So, I mean, Kenneth, in fact, said that while I was playing with these, like, there's something bugged about your installation, and, like, describing the behavior that I was getting as a bug in the game, as opposed to, oh, well, that's just hard mode. Because it seems so ridiculous that anyone would do it that way. I said that I'm in a hurry, coming in hot and fast. Get the fuck out of my way. the enter key. Tell me where you want it. I'll get it there by 11:30 because I'm just that good. Let's go. Just that good. Cannot change the laws of physics. You shouldn't, anyway. But yeah, that's where I was coming from with that. So I have gone into the persistence file and reset it to the usual standard for Kerbal Space Program playthrough. And now that we are, you know, at 100% comms instead of nerfed comms, the probe that I sent to Duna to be like a little refueling platform plus, you know, communications station, this isn't going to work. I didn't come in at a harsh enough angle. You have to turn this really hard, really quick. That has 3% comms. It has just enough comms to actually control the ship. So when we come back to that playthrough, that's what we're going to come back to. Let me pull further this way. And we'll bring it in at like this kind of an angle. 11:15, they needed this delivery by 11:30. I see the guy standing on the dock, tapping his fucking board. I'm gonna be on time. You're gonna pay me my whole fucking... You're gonna pay me what you owe, bitch. You are gonna pay what you owe. Do I have enough space up here to turn? I do. I've overturned shit. Alright, pull it out. 11:16 now. 11:17. Fuck. Straighten it out, straighten it out, straighten it out. Okay, I think I got it this time. I might roll over some of those crates, but they're just plastic. I'm sure they will they'll break and get out of my way, and they're cheap, and you know they can just buy more plastic crates. It's not going to stop me dead in my tracks that I hit some plastic crates in a fucking semi truck. You know, I think we all can acknowledge that. Oh, I managed to weave, dodge, and weave them, weave and dodge them. There you go, there you go, there you go, there you fucking go. Baby, baby, ooh, baby, I love the way. 11:19 delivery. Pay me what you owe me. Which is minus the several times that I had to stop because I ran out of gas, somebody had to come, and then the gas that I had to buy, and then the 2% damage that I took, like, at the beginning of the mission. So, but you pay me what you owe me, and you call that excellent, too, bitches. God, that was with an extra fuel economy tick. Give me another one. Christ, our fuel issues on that one. Nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that brings us to the end of this live stream. But yeah, I'm enjoying Kerbal. I think what's going to happen, friends, I think what might just happen is when we're done with the Kerbal Space Program, which will be the next episode, I'm going to land Duna next time. Next KSP stream.
Don't forget the Zen wisdom this magnificent human shared today.
Oh, this magnificent human. Oh, you're talking about me. Sure, yeah, of course. I was confused for some reason. Thank you, Snowman Olaf. The next KSP stream, if it is the next stream, you know, I gotta move this fucking sub-goal around, which means we've got to finish KSP, and then I gotta do Twitch, and then we can be completely clear. But when I do KSP, then we can, and then this one. So, next live stream that is KSP, I will build to land on Duna, and we will land on Duna in that stream. It shouldn't take the whole fucking stream. We'll land a ship on Duna, and that will be mission complete, hard mode achieved. At that point, I will then make a call whether to carry on when I play Kerbal, because I'm enjoying playing Kerbal. I will make the choice whether or not to play in that hard mode save or in the normal mode save that I've pretty much already caught up to the tech tier that we've unlocked in, you know, basically a day's worth of gameplay. Instead of the 12 days of live streaming that we've done for hard mode. It gives a lot. Normal mode gives a lot. Too much, really, for a fair balance. But, ladies and gentlemen, that is, you know, 20,000 subs today. Zen. Just wear the fucking mask. What's your problem? You know? Think. Thank you for the stream and the Zen Wisdoms. Shadow Reaper 2020. Hi. Lurkin? You been lurking? Unless that's... yeah, but I think next live stream will be Kerbal Space Program. Might be tomorrow, might be the day after. Make sure you're followed if you want to know. Or just keep the tab open constantly, you know, in the background. Which is really creepy. Have you ever done that? Have you ever left a tab open that had a live stream on it? Like, sometimes I've gone to websites that got, like, a live stream embedded into it, and then you leave that tab open because you want to come back to the information later, and then your computer is haunted. You know? You're just, like, lying in bed, and all of a sudden... What the fuck? Thanks for coming out, everybody. I'll see you at the next live stream. Pawn out!